Players at the ready. Are you ready? Are you ready? On my release.
Tonight, I'll be eating roasted cauliflower tacos with spicy chipotle sauce. Thank you. Oh! I wasn't ready!
You want cheese to go with that wine?
Good evening, air hockey fans. We have a doubleheader today. We got Scott Arnold versus David, and then we have Josiah versus... Josiah, who are you against? Anthony, that's right, and he's our ref today. This is going to be an amazing doubleheader game. I can't believe I've already forgotten who's playing because there's so many people playing. So we've got Scott on the left, we got David on the right. We're about to start up. We also are being accompanied by Brandon DeMauro. Brandon, how are you?
I'm pretty good. I'm excited to see some good air hockey tonight. You know, I haven't actually met any of these players, but I've heard great things, and man, is it going to be a good match.
It's gonna be exciting. So Scott is one of our this is gonna be good. Scott had started about a year ago, and he like shot up really quick. Like his learning curve was really steep, and he jumped up really quick in the ranks, and then he sort of took a little bit of a break. And then David started playing like crazy. David got a table. He actually bought a brown top. And so he's been practicing like crazy too. Yesterday, he got second place, David did. The week before, when I wasn't there, David got first place. He got first place, I think, twice in a row. So David, right now, according to the stats, is rated higher than, according to the amount of wins, is higher than Scott. However, Scott, according to the stats, is higher than David. So you've got stats versus experience as of right now. Scott is fun because he's an ambidextrous player. You'll see him playing with his left hand, then he'll switch and play with his right hand. He's better.
I was seeing that. I was wondering what was happening.
Yeah, he's better defensively with his right hand. But he's better offensively with his left. So you'll notice him like offense, he likes to switch, and then right now you see him switch back to his right.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, and so he switches back to right for defense. Oops. Looks like we got a puck stuck in the goal. I think it's one of my favorite things that happens ever because it's like you just scored a point against them and now you know it burns because now they're angry and they have to hit the goal a few times to get it out.
That's a little mean, Nathan, but I like what you're thinking.
we like
rub it in there.
When we hit it in and it sticks, we say, "Let that sink in." Like that's what we yell at each other. It's really fun. Oh, beautiful right wall under.
Beautiful right wall under. Wow, you copy me?
Oh, again, double.
Wow.
Can he do it one more time? Scott sets it up nice and slow. Almost goes for slow puck. David resets. I played David yesterday at the weekly, and David played Scott, and yesterday David beat Scott in the weekly. Now, mind you, I don't know if you've seen this over there in Texas, but here in Idaho, there's a lot of sandbagging right before a match happens. So if they're meeting up on the Sunday weekly, and they know they're going to challenge somebody, and the next day, they'll sandbag. They'll play worse on purpose. They'll practice stuff, right?
Yeah.
And so I don't know if that was happening yesterday, David versus Scott. We're already seeing a 3-1 difference right now between David and Scott's game. Anybody's watching right now, please throw some comments in the chat. We would love to read out your comments. If you guys have any questions for the players are able to see these comments. In between each game, there's a big old TV next to them, and they read through the comments. So everyone feel free to throw some comments in. Ooh!
Wow.
Look at that cut. Watch his wrist during this cut. I love that.
So cool. Well, so much for what I was gonna say about, you know, the self-goal advantage. He got unlucky on a second go, but that's not letting him slow him down. He's just killing it with the cut right now.
No, David he's 14 years old, and he look at that super slow hit, and he gets it back still. Yeah, he's got a lot of control. Oh, he loses it that
Yeah, I
time.
was just about to say, I know this is pretty subtle, but did you see that catch? That was a great puck catch.
He goes for the forehand. He loses it. Scott takes possession. One thing I like about David is that he plays really far up on the table, and that's how he retains puck possession. Oh no, fumbles in Scott's goal. It is now game point to 2. So this is going to be best 2 out of 3 sets. It's best 4 out of 7 games. Oh, Scott gets another point. Left wall over.
Left wall over.
David says this could be the game-winning point right here. Does an off goal on purpose. Sets it up. Oh, he goes for the cut. It's deflected and stolen.
Scott learned his lesson.
Gets another point, bringing it 4 to 6.
I do wonder if how Scott changes from his left to right might be a little weak against a transition game. Not that David's playing that, but wow,
Did you
beautiful
see
save
that
right
catch?
there.
That catch was so good. Scott gets it back. Oh, goes for a left wall under. It scores. It's now only a 1-point difference. He's come up from what, 3 to 6? David just needs 1
Must have
point.
heard me.
It's the closeout game is one of the hardest in air hockey. You get confident, you think you're about to win, you start making mistakes, and then your opponent catches up. Can David make 1 point? Sets it up, goes for still puck. Goes for right wall under. It's missed. Sets it up again. Goes for right walls. He gets dead center. It's blocked. Goes for the cut. Dead center again. It's blocked.
Scott needs to get some possession.
Right wall
here, though.
under for
Yeah.
the win of that game. That was awesome. Check this out. He pulls it up. Scott goes up, gets tricked thinking it was going to be a right wall, and it instead goes in. 5-7.
Well, I will say, Nathan, it almost looked like he slowed that one down a little bit. There's a little bit of delay on it, and that's why he pulled early.
That like pump fake on there. Yeah.
No, it looked like he did a little bit of an off speed, so Scott pulled early and actually came back when that was going in.
So, if you're looking at the top of the screen right now, what you're going to be able to see is that David has won 1 game, and you can see that Scott has not won any yet because it's the very first game. The first person to win 4 games wins a set, and this is the best 2 out of 3 sets. So, David is technically right now 7 games away from winning this whole thing if he keeps it up. Man, I'm gonna pump. We got in the chats. We got the I am the green screen man 124 saying that he's the biggest air hockey fan. They're wondering where Idaho Pete is at. He's sitting right next to me right now. He's the one that's making this entire stream run.
Hi guys.
There he is, the man, the myth, the legend. We got. Let's see who else is in chat. We got Matt Bentley. He's not here with us today. Stepping in for him is Brandon Demaro. Matt Bentley is one of our house commentators. All right, we're looking now at game number 2. What's really fun about this game is number 8 versus number 7, right? But it's mainly because both of these guys haven't done as many challenge matches. David hasn't done very few challenge matches, so it seems like they're only 1 point away from each other, but I think there actually is a pretty large difference in their experience levels. Mainly because David recently... Well, I mean, with David recently buying a table and having it at his house. Ooh, Scott almost stole the off goal.
That's huge.
David goes
I will
for
say that's a
another
huge
off-
advantage.
Yeah, owning your own table? Oh, for sure.
I have more practice out here in Texas. Wow.
I love that. He does it
more
off goal on
practice out
purpose.
here.
Yeah, and gets it in there. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Brandon.
No, you're fine. I do have more practice out here in Texas, but one of the things I lack is my table, which is back in Colorado, and being able to practice every single day and keep those skills. It shows, with David and his ability to grab the puck and control it so well.
And one of the things that I saw him working on a lot yesterday at the arcade is he does a drift, and then from a drift, he does a forehand. Actually, he just did it there. And it's usually like a forehand cut or a forehand like left wall under. He's pretty dang proficient at it, to be honest. So I expect that we're gonna see a lot of that this game.
This game a little bit slower paced than the other one, but that's okay. Both kind of feeling each other out right now.
Well, one of the ways that, so like yesterday, I played against David, right? And I've got quite a few years of experience on him, and still he got really close. But one of the ways that I usually end up beating him is by speeding him up really fast, right? I start playing a fast game, he starts playing a lot faster, and then I get the advantage, he starts making mistakes. And so that's something I've been teaching him over and over again is, hey man, do not get caught up in someone else's fast game. Ooh, beautiful cross, left-handed cross from Scott. That was a great cross. And so, I'm excited to see David not getting caught up in a fast game. Scott also doesn't usually do a fast game. A nice cut from David there. And so I do. Fired right back. 2-2 now. It's a bit closer game than last game was. See, there's that forehand that he's been working on. Goes for the opposite side of the goal there. Sets up, does another forehand. It's an off goal. Goes for the left wall. Missed. You can see that David has so much more possession time than Scott does.
Yeah.
Right wall under, beautifully executed by Scott. Another forehand attempt. This is the first time that Scott's been in the lead since this match started. Ooh, right down the center. It's not only blocked, but stolen. Scott switches to his left hand. Brings it up, left wall attempt, stolen. Gets it back. It's one of Scott's specialties. He likes to bring it up to the upper right quadrant, and he does either right wall under or over with his right hand.
Seems to be using that right hand a little bit more this game than the last one. I wonder.
He's been talked to by a lot of players, and a lot of players tell him to only use one hand because he transitions, like you just saw him switch back, and he gets scored on a lot that way. But he's really determined to make it work. Oh, David gets it back. Goes for another off goal.
It's possible,
Yeah.
Luis Cervantes had a double hand game at one point.
Right wall over. Oh, another right wall over. Immediately back.
This is a lumberjack game.
I don't think I've heard that term yet. That's awesome. Oh,
you've never heard of that
chase!
Term. Wow. Securing that lead. Not just had the lead, now he's securing it.
Let's see how David does when he is, up against the score. Oop, that looked like it was over there. Yep, the ref caught it. They're ready to play. There's a whistle. David gets it back.
We saw Scott. He didn't win, but he came back from being down a couple points like this. Let's see what David's response will be.
Right, and so that's the thing. Like David, I think he is able to get a lot of points, but he doesn't know how to close it out very well. He closed it out last game, but it was really close, right? So let's see if he's able to Seabiscuit. That's what we call it here. When someone is down a few points, we call it Seabiscuit if they're able to, get ahead. Right down the center, David gets possession back. Is he going to be able to tie up this game? Does an off-goal forehand. Another forehand. Another off-goal. Scott takes it and starts going rapid fire on him. Something Scott told me yesterday is he said that he thinks that...
grab right there.
It was good. Scott was saying that he thinks that the way that he'll beat David is by outlasting him. He said he notices that David gets tired pretty quick. Nice snag. Did you see that from David? Jumping out there.
Yeah.
Stopping it from getting back. Oops, loses it there, though. Scott switching to his left hand.
A little bit too excited there.
We got chat blowing up right here. Oh!
Beautiful.
That was good.
Beautiful.
Now bringing the score 4-5. David jumps way out in front. Gets the puck, though. Oh, top. Was it a topping? No, he's good. Goes with a drift. Goes with a forehand. We got Jasmine in the chat saying that she goes to school with David. Thank you for jumping in and joining us. Thank you for throwing some chats in there. David sets it up down the middle. Oh, he loses possession. Not a good time to lose possession. I mean, what we say here in Idaho is that the 5th point, getting from 5 to 6, in our opinion, is almost more important than getting from 6 to 7. Because it's like just that, you know what, it's a 5 to 5.
But not fully, right?
Right there, beautiful shot, barely missed by David. Scott is now only 1 point away from winning this game.
This is a tough position. This is really where you see what you're made of. When you're at 6-4 and you gotta come back. Beautiful.
But that's what I'm saying. So when it's like 5 to 5, I feel like that's so much more important because you want that 5-6 lead, right? So like Scott's in a really good position and it's putting David in a really bad position right now. And Scott does not want David to get this point because it just puts that much more stress on him.
Exactly. Losing a 6-point lead at any ratio, 6-5, 6-2, is a little bit discouraging. So, especially since of how long Scott has had the lead in this game.
David sets it up again. He could
have to
tie
discourage
it.
you, but it doesn't have to discourage you, but it definitely happens more often when you lose a 6-point lead.
Right? David could tie it up right here. Goes for the cut, barely misses. Goes to the right wall under, still gets it back. Sets it up again. Right wall. Oh! David does a whole bunch of these off goals. Oh, he goes for the double. Misses it. He does a lot of these off goals to get the person out of the way. So like right there, it's an off goal. You can see he hits it a lot slower. He's trying to get Scott to stop blocking in the middle. He's trying to pull Scott out of position. Goes right down the middle, loses possession. This is Scott's chance to win this game. Goes for the right wall, loses possession again.
Oh.
David sets it up. Goes for a right wall over from back of the table. This time he brings it up closer to the line. I love how David is learning how to use like his wrist on those shots because it's a lot harder to read the way he's holding the mallet. Goes for the cut. Scott steals it.
Great.
Goes for the left wall. Yeah. David gets it back again.
I will say I am quite fascinated at how close these games are, considering how much possession David is getting.
Right? I mean, he has so much possession, but Scott's defense, and Scott does, if you check it out, he does the Venezuelan defense, basically. You'll notice on every shot, oh no!
Oh, that's important.
David scores on himself. Oh. You can see it on his face, too. Oh, man. Oh, I feel bad for the guy. Nobody likes to see that. It happens. It happens in air hockey quite often. But, like, nobody wants to see that.
Got it.
Scott's taking his 2 minutes, he's saying.
2 minutes.
So, nobody wants to see that. And it's not just the fans, but even the opponent doesn't want to see that. Even the opponent wants to win because they scored a goal, not because somebody scored on themselves, right? And so, that's a bummer.
Right.
But now it's tied up 1-1. It was a perfect time for me to start looking at the chats. This game was close and it was hard for me to look away. Okay, we got Jasmine in the chats, just reaching out for David. Jasmine, once again, thanks for jumping in. You should share this with your friends. Don't forget to like and subscribe. We just hit our 1,000 subscriber mark and we've only been around for about a year. And we only really started seriously pushing towards Facebook only a few months ago. And so our growth is kind of crazy. Josiah, he's the one running sound. He's a kid in the red that just walked past there. One of his videos he put on Instagram for air hockey, and it has 400,000 views as of this morning, and we only put it up a week ago. So it's kind of fun. We got Matt still in chat. We got, who else we got in the chat? I'm just scrolling through right now. Fluffy Dragon Slayer, we love to have you. Saying, oh man, that was close. We got, I'm still just scrolling through here. Guys, don't be afraid to ask any questions, by the way. The players can see it. Right next to the table there's a TV, and they're able to see all of the chats live as you type them in. They usually don't look while they're playing, obviously, but in between each game, like right now, they are able to stand there. I've done this many times while playing, and they look up at the screen, and they'll just sit there laughing at the different comments. People ask some ridiculous questions like why they chose, in this case, why would Scott wear sandals while playing? That's weird. Shouldn't do that. Why is David dressed like he's about to be in like a Backstreet Boys song? I don't know, but these are questions that need to be answered. So guys, go ahead and throw some questions in the chat. Jasmine asks the question, custom mallets. Yes for Scott, no
Yes
for
and
David.
no.
They both have the same brand of mallet. They're made of a special material that they haven't actually made in a long time. It's about 20 years old for that mallet. However, Scott has his wrapped, which means that there is a black, like a tennis wrap around it, so that way his knuckles don't get injured while playing, because your knuckles will get blisters on him. However, the puck is fully customized. This one was made in a machine shop recently. It's the one of a kind, made out of a different material. It's bright white. It shows up really great on camera, and it is exact same weight and plays exactly like the yellow ones do. And so we're testing it out, and so far the players haven't really noticed any difference, which is awesome. Here we go.
I was noticing that myself.
Dude, it's awesome. And you wouldn't know. Like, honestly, if we just painted it yellow, you would never know. If you tell someone, they'll be like, oh yeah, I totally know a difference. But if you didn't tell them, they would not notice a difference.
Right. I honestly thought it was one of those silent pucks for a second. I was like, wow.
Right?
I'm surprised they both agreed to play
because
with
there's
that.
no white pucks besides the silent ones, except there's like George Anderson has one. He loves it. It's like his pride and joy. Like they made a mistake and they printed one in white or something, and so he has it, and he like will not give it to anyone. We're starting game 3 now. Ooh, right while under first blood goes to David. You know, this is a pretty close game. I actually expected it to be a blowout one way or the other, mainly because they have two very different styles. It's always kind of fun. You make your predictions before a game starts. Oh, look at the speed of that right wall under.
Beautiful. And I think that's what he needed. His shots were a little bit slow in the last game, and you know the defense would be able to keep up with it.
Scott fires back, gets a point, throws on the headband. Here in Idaho, we always say that as soon as the headband goes on, now it's serious, right? Until the headband, it's all just fun and games, but as soon as the headband goes on, that's how we get all of our power. Matt Bentley.
I'm not gonna lie, I almost wore a headband for this commentary, you know, because I wanted to have that power like you. I said, you know what, my friend Nate, he wears a headband and he gets all that power when he's playing. Oh shoot!
David scores on himself. No, it's actually, I don't think that we have to be on camera today, Brandon. We could have worn our pajamas. David once again fires it with another point. I think that we're gonna have the players sit on by the TV. You can see that in the background there in the replay. And then we'll be able to ask them questions, and people can get their questions ready. So anybody watching, get your questions ready for these players, because not only can you ask them the questions, they're gonna sit down after the set and they'll answer your questions, which is a whole lot of fun. But Matt, I know he's watching this. He had AI create some songs for each player. Ooh, David out of position, way too close to the line, and then lets the puck slip by. But Matt Bentley made a song for each of the players, and for me, he made one that he basically prompted AI to make a song about how I get all of my power from the headband, and it's actually kind of amazing and ridiculous, but it's like Nathan's a quiet guy, but when he puts on his headband, it's like this whole thing.
That should be your walkout music at Worlds.
Dude,
that should be your walkout music.
We're doing it. We're doing it. It's now tied 3-3. This game is so much closer than anyone expected. In the chat, you should all throw in who you're rooting for right now. Oh, I forgot. We can't even put a poll in there. Ooh. Did we throw a poll up already? Oh, we did throw a poll. Look at that. We got David winning the poll right now. 56% think that David's going to win this game. David sets it up. Goes for the shot right wall over. It's barely missed. Sets up again. Right wall under. Oh, almost loses it on himself. Gets it back. Almost catches Scott out of position. Oh. So do you notice how Scott, after each shot, he turtles? Watch his mallet. After each shot, he pulls straight back to the goal, right? And so this is something he's working on not doing. But basically what he's doing is and I had to talk with him yesterday because he's like, hey man, how can I improve? And I'm like, you gotta stop leaving the sides of your goal wide open. You need to come out a tiny bit. Otherwise, how are you gonna back up anymore? Nice. Right wall over with his right hand, which is rare for Scott to shoot. Oh, immediately a cut from David.
See? If he can see that and start shooting those, it's gonna be a whole different ball game or air hockey game.
Agreed. David sets it up, goes for another cut. I mean, it worked. So you see David's trying the same shot that worked on him. Scott, I'm really impressed with his defense this game. Because with how much puck possession David has had. That means Scott's defense is amazing. Woo! Transition cut from David, putting him in the lead.
Oh, it's beautifully done.
Nice.
Yeah,
now it's
he's
game
starting to figure
point
that
to 4. No, he loses possession again. Oh! Left
Wow, the
corner! Look at that transition shot! Oh! This is beautiful!
What a beautiful way to end that.
Yeah! Oh, that was so good.
Scott loses that puck and he doesn't even give him a chance.
No, just right off of that transition. Oh, that was beautiful. You can see the double thumbs up from David there. Great shot. Oh,
Rightfully
man.
happy. Rightfully happy about that. Yeah.
I mean, I was talking to David yesterday, so he was starting to play a little bit like George Anderson. Meaning, so for those of you that don't know, George Anderson got 5th place in the world last year. And he does these transition shots where he rolls it off of his mallet. He basically plays extremely fast. And I was talking to talking to David about that, and David said, you know, sometimes I don't even realize that I don't even mean to do it. It just happens, and I don't even know how I did it. My arm just does it, right? It just sort of becomes natural. And I've explained it to a lot of people that air hockey isn't nearly as much a head game as it is training your arm, right? You have some of the best players, but if they suddenly switch to left-handed, they don't do nearly as good. Why? They have the same brain, right? Well, because of the muscle memory isn't there. And so we do these practices here where we start training our arms up to have better reflexes. Not your head, but your arm. And so David is already at that level where he's able to start doing those chase shots, and it's really paying off. But it's funny because when you're watching it from a different perspective, you think to yourself, whoa, that was an amazing shot. He did that on purpose. But I know for a fact, in my head, when I do a shot like that, and David, because he admitted it yesterday, in our own heads, we're like, whoa, did I just do that? How did I do that? Was that me? That was me, whoa.
And you know what it is, though? It's not that it wasn't intentional. It's more of like, you're going for it, right?
Right.
You're not fully intending, like, hey, I know I'm gonna make this. You're just kind of just reacting, and it goes in. And then over time, it becomes more of an actual structured shot.
Agreed. Here we go. Starting game number 4 right now. In the chat, we see Matt Bentley saying, good shot, not so great replay. Agreed. We have, oh no, David fumbles it in. We also see I am the green screen man saying, let's go, David! He was very excited that David won that game. We can see who he's rooting for. Scott, right now, he's still in a pretty decent position for this game. He's got 1 win to 2, so we can still very much easily pull this off. I saw the North Carolina game very recently. Was that 2 days ago? Where Steve pulled off a win after being down 3 sets and then somehow came back in the last 4 sets to win it.
That was a very shocking. That was
crazy.
Very shocking.
I have to admit, I stopped watching after the 3rd set. We were busy here at the house, and I was with the kids, and I'm like, oh man, I gotta stop watching this, but this game's basically over anyway. And then I come back to seeing all the comments about how he came back, and I was like, what? So Scott definitely can still win this. But right now, I will say David only has 2 more games to win the 1st set.
A little bit of a punishment for you, because that's what you get for kind of leaving, It's air hockey. Anything can happen.
I feel pretty bad about it. I really do. I'm like, man, I wish I'd watched that one all the way through.
I'll put this little plug in here.
David once again steals possession back. I mean, he's solid on his possession time. That's something that I've noticed about David's game compared to some of the other players here in Idaho, is that he has the ability to jump out and snag it very often. Like right here, he
and
just
that's
stole
huge.
possession.
As he develops as a player, having that habit already down is going to skyrocket him very, very quickly.
Beautiful stop by Scott. Stops it dead in its tracks, takes possession over, then gives it back. David goes for a forehand left wall over. Almost nailed it. Goes for the forehand. Goes another forehand. Oh, and then Scott immediately with a cross right-handed. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's sort of an unstoppable force meeting an unmovable object right now. David has almost full possession time. And then Scott is just fencing, basically waiting for that opening and taking advantage of it. David going for that still puck. You know, he's been doing these drift shots and going to forehand. Oh no, scores on himself. That's probably what, the third time?
Fourth, actually.
You know, for him,
Fourth time.
for him being 2 games ahead, well, 1 game ahead of Scott at this point, and scoring on himself, that's really not bad. But we're seeing that, yeah, David has so much possession time, and Scott is blocking everything. Oh, except that one, the right wall under. Scott right in the middle, like I was mentioning. You know, he was blocking that middle of the goal, but he's not over far enough to block that right wall under. When I was playing Scott yesterday, I was trying for some over shots. For those listening, an over, like what you just saw is it went into the close part of the goal, but over is when it goes to the far side of the goal. And I realized it was pointless doing an over against Scott. Oh, another good cut from David.
Wow.
It's pointless doing an over against Scott, which usually works against most players, but he blocks in such a way that he's blocking for the overs, but he's not blocking the perfect under. Scott still in that lead right now, 2 points. Gets possession back again. David's making a few extra mistakes now. We weren't seeing him make these types of mistakes near the beginning. Scott's setting it up.
Do you think that's because of nerves, Nate?
I don't know.
Nathan, do you think that's because, you know?
David is extremely chill. He's very chill.
Yeah.
But as far as nerves go, if he starts seeing that Scott's taking advantage, yes. So with David, unless he starts playing fast, so that's a right wall over. Here's a good example of what an over looks like. Okay, he hits it to the right, and it will go to the far side of the goal. And you see where Scott went to block. He actually was blocking in the correct place to block the under. Normally, Scott blocks in the middle. David, once again, has possession. Brings it up the middle, goes for a right wall double, loses possession. Scott gets it back. And hits him with a right wall over.
Starting to see Scott get a lot more possession.
Yeah. And he's stopping it dead in its tracks now. He's starting to learn David's game. You know, this is what we say in air hockey is that the winner of an air hockey game is the one who makes the most adjustments, right? The one who adjusts, or corrects basically the most to the other player. One of my best friends in air hockey especially once was telling me, he gave me only one word of advice when I was playing a game. Oh, it's now game point to 3. My friend said, realize. That's what he said to me while we were playing. He said, you gotta realize, because I was losing terribly and I wasn't realizing what the opponent was doing, right? That was you, Brandon, by the way. Love you, man. But, so, David right now in the doghouse, 3 points behind. Can he pull this win out, or is Scott gonna close this game out? Oh, beautiful cut.
If he continues shots like that, he might have a chance. Wow.
Scott switches to his offensive left hand.
To the point.
Scott brings it up again. David takes possession, goes for a quick forehand. Sets it up, another forehand. Off goal. What's he gonna do here? Another forehand. Almost scores on himself. Goes for still puck. Goes for right wall double. Loses possession. Scott takes it. This could be Scott's game right here. Goes to the right wall. Misses. Almost scores on himself. These guys, I think you're right. I think nerves are at play here. Goes for a kind of wild forehand while it was on the line.
Honestly, I think he kind of second-guessed his shot right there and just went for it.
Just to get possession back?
It didn't work out for him.
Yeah. Scott switching to his left hand. Brings it way up to the line. Goes for a cut. Misses. David gets way up there. Gets cocky. Gets possession back. Oh, he makes a shot. It's an off goal. Sets it up again. We got Brooke in the chat also.
I would love to see a comeback from David right here. Not because, you know.
Look at that.
Beautiful.
Off of the drift. Scott does have possession. This could be Scott's game right here.
Ooh. Gotta be careful with that cockiness.
David's getting real cocky, but I mean, I kind of like it because it throws people off. People that like to play up near the line, they don't know what to do when someone's that close. I mean, and it worked. David got possession back. Right? This is not a time for him to lose possession. Oh, there it is. Scott wins game number 4, 5-7 with a right wall under. Look at this. Off of the thing, he pulls it back up, sets it up, goes for the forehand, pushes a right wall under. Love it. Spins and walks away from the table. Awesome play. It's now 2 games to 2 games. So what's crazy is, I mean, you got to take a look at these stats real quick, because these games, it's not like 7-6, 7-6, 7-6. It's actually, 7-5 David, then 7-4 Scott, then 7-5 David, 7-4 David, then 7-5 Scott. So it's actually, as of right this second, our point totals are perfectly tied. Both of them have 2 7-point games. Both of them have a 4-point game. Both of them have a 5-point game. So this is as close as it gets. I did not expect it to be this close. Our poll almost reflects that perfectly. We've got a 45% chance for Scott, 55% chance for David is what our poll shows right now. Hey, guys, right now, if you're in the chat, throw a chat question in there for our players to answer. Also, go ahead and partake in our poll. And also, don't forget to like and subscribe. That helps us grow. We're growing exponentially right now. And so I appreciate everybody for jumping in and rooting for these guys. David has a lot of family members. Actually, his dad is one of our head refs in this area. His dad right now is visiting another state. And, yeah. Brandon, what's the weather like in Texas right now? Are you guys melting?
I actually made a post about how hot it was just today. Yeah, I said, it was so hot when I got out of work that my screen protector was melting.
On your cell phone?
On my phone. Yeah.
Gross. Okay, so yes, I'm irritated because the people that are doing the World Tournament, which is in August, by the way, August 2nd, for anybody listening, the World Tournament in Houston, Texas, it's the hottest time in like the hottest state, in the hottest area, in the most muggy, uncool. They are forcing my hand.
That's why they put it on a beach this time, right?
Next time, I'm gonna do one here in Idaho in the dead of winter and watch the Texans just freeze to death. Here we go. David gets possession. We're starting off game number 5. This could easily go to a 7-game. Normally you see a blowout one way or the other. I mean, it makes sense. You got number 7 in Idaho right now, or actually number 7 in the American Air Hockey League against number 8 in the American Air Hockey League. In the world, I don't know if David's even rated in the world. I don't think he is. I know Scott is rated in the world. I think he's in the 80s. David comes up here again. Backs up. He's kind of learned his lesson a little bit. David gets possession.
That should still be in play.
Yep.
I will say sometimes
he said it hit his arm. Here, I'll bump up the mic so I can hear what they're saying.
Well, and sometimes when a call can be a little questionable, and the players are focused so much on the game they don't know, they will still, as a gesture, kind of just say pucks in play when it's questionable,
Right. Scott sets it up, goes for the left wall over. It's missed. It's now taken. This is, man, I really expected. Oh, our polls just changed. It's now literally 50% to 50%. David once again with possession. No points have been scored. There it is, a cross from David. Beautifully executed. I like how he did that. I believe that's from the back of the mallet. Check this out. Yep, right there from about 3 or 4 o'clock on the mallet. And then immediately returned with a cross from Scott.
I will say I'm still trying to figure out Scott, because if you just
beautiful shot, right wall. Was that a right wall over from David? Let's see that in a replay.
I believe it was under.
Right wall under from David. We've got Stylus in the we got Stylus down band. We got saying go Scott. We got Matt saying plus points to GS. We got people. I see some Monty Python quotes happening right now. We got I am the green screen man saying, "Go, David!" Oh, look at that transition, Scott, from Scott.
The little
Transitions.
celebration he had. That's great. You gotta celebrate those. Watch this fist bump.
Ooh. Immediately we turned back. This game is so dang close.
And that makes sense, right? You know, they've had some 7-5, 7-4 games right before this, and now they're both trying to, you know, we're a little bit into this, and they're kind of figuring out each other, you know, figuring out what can work, what can't, and it's, wow. That was
Oh,
beautiful.
let that sink in, David. That's what Scott's thinking
Let that
right
sink
now.
in.
That goal, it
Oh,
gets a little bit
it's really
sticky.
sinking in.
I know, I might have to go out there and unscrew the goal, but it is kind of fun. We should have like a perfect advertising section right now. This is so we should get, or we could switch to we could get sponsored by a company that does like those hand drums, like a cajon, and be like, our players like to just break into spontaneous singing during the game here. I will say this is a perfect time to talk about our sponsor. Actually, you noticed on our replays it says Ruthless Replay, right? Spec walks out there and just single-handedly smacks it. We got Ruthless Real Estate. We got Ruth Kmiecik, the most amazing real estate agent ever, and she's the one sponsoring today's live stream. Right wall over, beautifully executed from David. See, it's weird that those are working because Scott normally it blocks right in the center, and see if he was right in the middle, it would have actually blocked it. That's why I can't do any overs against Scott. Ooh, David somehow pops out on this goal.
I will say you're getting more of a you know, you see these guys every day. I'm watching them for the first time. I think that David has a little bit of a changing in his timing for his
Left
shots,
wall.
and I think that's what's kind of just hitting on Scott.
I think so. Check out this shot here. Left wall over. He pulls it back, and he goes for a left wall, and it goes over. And he's now taking a lead here, 3-5.
You know why that worked though, right?
Because it looked like it was going to be an under.
Like his cut. No, it looked like he was going to be his cut that he's been doing all day.
Oh, from his forehand?
Yeah.
This is super close. The winner of this game right here, like of this single game right here, is going to be one game away from winning the first set. Remember, it's 2 out of 3 sets. So, like,
Correct.
whoever wins this game, it's going to put the other person in a really bad spot. Like, up till now, I was like, man, Scott's got a chance, David's got a chance, but whoever wins this game, it's going to put the other person in a really bad funk. David goes for the drift shot again. Oh, he gets it this time with a forehand. He does a forehand over. Not a forehand over, I'm sorry. It's a forehand, what is that? It's a cut from the forehand side. Immediately returned by Scott. It's now 4-6. David loses possession of his mallet, which means it's a foul. The puck goes to Scott. You can hear the whistle. There it is. Puck's now back in play. Scott's taking his time now, setting it up slow. Loses possession instantly. David gets it. This could be a game point right here for David. It was a game point. Look at that. Cut shot. Gives him a double thumbs up. That's going to be, you know, we've been looking for a nickname for David, so I would love to see some nickname suggestions in chat here. Check out this shot. He does a pump fake, pump fake, pump fake, cut. Love it.
Wow.
We might name him Love Pump. Actually, I think that name's already taken. We could call him Thumbs Up. What's the nickname for someone that uses a lot of thumbs up? Oh, I love it.
Hitchhiker.
I'm seeing Hitchhiker.
You know, something I find really, really interesting is this has gone back and forth, literally. Nobody has taken 2 games in a row yet, and that's what it's going to take to win this whole thing. But as it stands, if it follows the pattern, it is Scott's turn to win this game. So let's see what happens.
Well, you know, it's no player has gone. We have not had a 7-6 game yet. We've not had a game where it's been 6-6 points and then someone win by 1 point. And it's been 7-5 or 7-4 every game. So first game, like I said, David won 7-5, then David lost 7-4. David won 7-4.
Right.
David lost 7-5. That's when David won again 7-4, which is kind of unique to see it go that evenly back and forth, and also have roughly 3-point difference each game.
That's what I'm saying, yeah. And basically an even amount of games. I mean, David's up 1 right now, but nobody has taken 2 games in a row. It has been back and forth each time.
Hitchhiker. I like how Hitchhiker's longer of a nickname than just David. We might just call him Hitch.
Right.
I love it. We've got people in chat laughing at Hitchhiker. We see some saying David and Goliath. We've got other people reminding us that David's only 14, so it's kind of incredible his skill level as of only 14 years old.
Is David going to be competing in the Juniors World Tournament?
David is not going this year. However, it's still slightly up in the air because we're getting. Oh, David gets a cut.
Wow.
Scott again. First point. I think David's gotten first blood almost every round now. David steals possession back again. So Josiah is not going to be competing in the junior either. He's going to be competing just straight up normal tournament. But Josiah is doing amazing. And if David was going, I don't think he would compete in juniors either because I feel like it'd just be too easy for him. David sets it up again, goes for the right wall straight down the middle. Oh, very nice block by Scott. It was a fantastic block and then stole possession. Scott sets it up. It's funny, you're noticing a lot of you'll notice a lot of still puck and then a lot of drifting to a shot. Beautiful left wall over from his left hand, tying up this game right now. Technically, David is only 6 points away from taking the first set. Oh, gets a cut. Only 5 points away now. Scott going for still puck again. Still puck is, gets it with the left wall over.
Working.
So still puck is when they, instead of hitting it while the puck is moving, they make the puck go very slowly because that sometimes tricks an opponent. It doesn't work all the time though. In fact, they usually say you want the puck to be moving so it's easier to deceive the opponent. But it seems to be working for him this game. So he slows it down again. Goes for the shot, loses possession almost instantly. David takes it. Also still puck. Nope, does it from a drift. You see that how it's moving? Goes with a forehand. David for another forehand. It's off goal by quite far. Again, gets him on a cross. So a cross is when it goes to the left side of the opponent's goal. You can see here it's going to the close side here. If it was on the other side. David says, let that sink in. David immediately gets possession back again. I mean, it's crazy. He scores a goal and almost immediately gets it back. You know, Scott was saying yesterday he was hoping that he could last David, noticing that David does get tired quite often. And so we'll see how that turns out for him. But as of right now, I'm not seeing David slow down much.
I agree. I don't see it.
Oh, they're both fighting over the puck right now. Scott ends up with possession.
In fact, I see Scott exerting a lot of energy. Not necessarily losing any, but he's exerting a lot.
You know, it's funny because I do that too. Oh, look at the transition shot. Beautiful. And then immediately Scott fires back with the left wall over. Beautiful shot though. You can see Scott fires it and then David double taps it. Like he blocked it and then fires a right wall and made it. And then again, David is now only 2 points away from closing this set out. Get your questions ready because if this set is over, they're gonna meet up on the chairs and you guys can ask them your questions in chat. So get your questions ready. You might as well even put them in there right now. David sets up, goes to slow puck again.
See what happens.
Oh, goes for a double, loses possession. Can Scott bring this back? He's gonna need to win this game and one more to win the set. Nope, David takes possession back.
And you were saying David does have a little bit of a hard time closing out games, so that gives Scott a little bit of a chance here to try to catch up, but he needs to do something with it.
Well, this is gonna sound like a weird thing to say here, but if David can get one more point, then I'm almost positive he's gonna win because, Scott scores, it does a spin. because no one has won with 6 points, or no one has lost with 6 points this game, right?
That's fair.
So it's only been 5 or 7.
Fair.
It's either been 5 or 4 points. So right now it's still anyone's game. But as soon as one of them hits a 6-point mark, statistically with this game, that person's gonna win, right?
Yeah.
So let's see if Scott
I
can
agree.
pull off the 6-point, or if David gets it first. Oh, you can hear Scott's frustration. Oh, and then Scott brings up. It's now
Oh,
tied
boy.
5-5.
Essentially, next point statistically wins.
That's what we're always saying. You know, when it's 5-5, this is when it's the most stressful for the players. They do not want to lose that because it's such a it's a moral loss, right? Scott gets it back. This is his point to possibly win this game here. Sets it up, goes for a left wall, goes for a double, loses possession. David takes it back, pulls it up the middle, goes for a cut. It's blocked. Actually, I think it was slightly off. Oh no! Fumbles in. Does that secure David's win? We'll see right here.
Does it? Or it's trying to finally go to a 6-6.
David gets it back. This is his chance to win the set. He loses possession. Scott's chance
Okay.
right here.
Time to break the curse. Break the curse. Go 6-6.
Oh, he flubs it. Does a double wall. Loses
Flubs it.
possession.
Is this it?
This
Is
a
this it?
set win?
Is this the set?
Yes, it is with the
yes,
cut
yes,
shot.
yes,
7-5. The curse is not broken.
Curse is not broken.
Check this out. He
Hitchhiker for
brings
the
up.
win.
Look how still that puck is. It's almost completely still. Then he hits it from the off goal. You can see Scott nodding. He sees that it was well done. This gives David a win. It is now 1-0. So you can see up in the top of the screen. You can see the bubbles on the top. You can see that there's a 1-0 now. The next person, the person win 2 sets wins. So David only has to win 1 more set, and he can take this whole thing away, and he'll go up in rank quite substantially. Scott will need to pull off 2 sets to win this one. The players right now are going to mosey over to the. You can see Scott, or not Scott. David's already. He's pretty excited about this. He's excited. You can see that they've already moved over to the. We used to call it the couch, but now that you're commentating remotely from the super humid state of Texas, we're having, we're just gonna have them sit in the commentator chair, so this will be kind of fun. Everybody right now watching, there's gonna be 10 minutes before the next game. This is the perfect time to throw your questions in the chat. Also perfect time to share those with your friends. Also perfect time to grab a snack. Let's see what we got here. We got Fluffy Dragon Slayer saying, rest in peace, never mind. I think Fluffy was going for Scott there. Alright. Oh man, you can see the scores here. Never once did it get to a 6-6 game. You can see how close these games were back and forth. Oh, they said they couldn't. They said they couldn't hear anything. Would you be able to go and unmute their over there? Yeah, we'll get that unmuted for them right now. Right now, everyone starts firing in your questions because we're gonna read them out to them right now. This is fun because they think it's on there and that it's messed up, but it's just in the other room. So we're gonna go and get that fixed up for them right now. My question is why he chose to wear sandals. Okay, as soon as these guys can hear me, they're gonna nod.
Right.
So get your questions ready. What questions do we have so far? Oh, we got Amoog in the chat. Amoog, where have you been? Amoog is one of like our best players. He came out of nowhere, started killing it. Amoog, we want you back. Everybody wants you back. You need to get over here and play with us, man. We got Stylus saying, it's okay, Scott, you got the next round. I'll be right back.
Man, that was an intense game right there, don't you think, Brandon?
Yeah, that was crazy. You know, going back and forth like that is just wow. And 7-5, 7-4, 7-5, 7-4.
I know, it was crazy. I was like, who's gonna get next points? Who's gonna get the next points?
I still can't hear you.
I thought the curse was gonna be broken. I thought it was gonna be 6-6 on the last game. I really did.
That last game, I was hoping for 6-6. I'll be right back. I help Nathan.
Okay.
Does this one have a?
Oh, you got it on. No. There's no
far.
Yeah, you too, bro. Sorry.
Ew.
Oh, I can hear.
Alrighty, sorry about that. All right, Scott, David, can you guys hear me yet? Well, as soon as they do, they'll let us know. We got some questions thrown into the chat right now.
Hello, hello.
There you are. Scott, can you hear us okay? No, they still can't hear us. They'll listen to it.
No, they can't hear us though.
Hey guys.
Oh, I can
we
hear
you.
someone.
Yay!
Oh, that's great.
All right, awesome. So, gentlemen,
Technical
awesome,
difficulties.
awesome game. I cannot believe how close it was. We were looking at the stats. The games no one ever got to 6-6. You can see in the background we got the 7-6 on there. That's like the closest game it gets. You know if it's been 7-6, that means it obviously had to be 6-6, which is like the most stressful a game gets. But it never got to that point with you guys.
Oh my.
Couldn't hear what he was just saying.
Yeah, you can take a look at the scores right now. 4 games in. After the 4th game, you guys were still perfectly tied for points, which is kind of crazy. So, Scott, how did you feel about that game, man?
Well, I feel pretty good about it actually. I know what to expect and what I have to do now in the games going forward. I think I've pinpointed it pretty well. But yeah, so far so good.
Okay, David, what do you think? How do you feel about that game?
Yeah, I still can't hear the audio. I heard him through the door though.
Oh. Yeah, I did like a thing where I can hear him.
Yeah.
So, David, you can hear me? Oh, man.
Yeah, I'm noticing the audio's not coming through for some reason. So.
All right.
Okay.
Okay.
You guys are good now? You guys can hear us now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Maybe we should get sponsored by Verizon? Can you hear me now? Good. All right. David, how did you feel about that game? Or that
I
set,
think
should say.
I think that game was just really fun. Because playing against Scott is always fun.
Yeah, your styles are very different, but I noticed that near the end, the styles started to get sort of the same. You guys both started using still puck a lot, where you stop the puck right near the front. Brandon was commenting on basically just how much possession you had, David, that game, but yet how it took so long to score points on Scott and how close the games were. So it was like, David, you had like, I don't know, I would say about 80% possession between the two of you. If you had like a meter to show who had more possession time, it was easily David. But Scott was putting up so much of a defense. It was like watching an unmovable object, hit what do you call it? Wow, I can't even think straight all of a sudden.
An unstoppable force.
Unstoppable force. So yeah, David was the unstoppable force. Scott was an unmovable object. Okay, so we got some people in the chat asking some questions here. We got some people saying, Scott, you got this. So we did a poll, and earlier today it was perfectly tied 50-50. Right now, after that one, it looks like they're changing it. Right now, David, you have a 62% chance of winning according to the poll. Scott, you've got a 38%. We got some people throwing in chat right now. We say, Scott, so we asked everyone to ask you guys questions. So we got Slinky Gaming saying, Scott, what shot do you think you're missing the most that might help you win closer to the end?
Missing the most.
Like, what shot are you letting through the most that you should block near the end of a game, I'm assuming they meant?
There's a couple there. Yeah, I don't know if I should say it here, but I know which one it is. Yeah, it's definitely those straight shots. Yeah, straight shots. Yeah, the right-handed left-handed thing is like what do you call it? The cuts or crosses. There was like a mix-up. we can never figure out which one it is, but those, yes. Basically.
Gotcha. We've got Brooke asking, Scott, do you think your hand switching is more of a hindrance than a help at times?
Definitely more of a help. It's just a matter of if I'm sloppy with it and I'm not careful, it can cause problems. Yeah. I'm hearing kind of an echo through the audio. I don't know why.
Can you go mute on the laptop
Yeah,
itself? Okay, we'll get that fixed for you right now.
That's why I'm kind of talking walk weird, because I hear myself.
Right? No, we'll get you. We'll go mute it on our end. Okay. We've got we've got Fluffy Dragon Slayer saying, this is for either player, but when it comes to more critical points in the game, does the anticipation end up kind of throwing y'all off a bit?
Can you hear?
Yeah.
It's just cut off for me.
Oh, were you able to hear?
I lost audio.
I can answer that question. I just want to make sure that David heard the question. But yeah, I can tell when that happens. Like, that's a thing I need to work on. Oh, they can't hear us.
Yeah. Okay, Brandon, are you able to hear him now?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yep, I think we're all good now.
All right.
So sorry, Scott, go ahead.
So, yeah, I can. That echo's still going on, but yes, I can tell when it's at about like 6-6 or later in the game, 5-6 or whatever. That when I'm at 6, I have a hard time closing and ending the game for whatever reason. A lot of times, I'm not even lacking confidence or worried. It's just ending it seems to be a challenge for me for some reason. So,
And for me, when it's at 6-6-6, at 6-6, I feel calmer almost because I know the other player's probably struggling a little bit because it is a little nerve-wracking to see who's going to win the game. So I know the other player might make mistakes, so I try to be a little more calmer. So.
We've got a question in chat. We got Big Fart Monster 97 asks, what did you guys eat for breakfast this morning?
cheese quesadillas.
Forgot.
David's
I forgot
like-
what I had actually.
David's like, the blood of my enemies.
I actually forgot. I don't know. A Sprite? Yeah.
Okay, Scott, I gotta ask, why the sandals?
Actually, that was accidental.
Oh, no.
I meant to wear my shoes, but
Well, like,
Josiah method. There you
we
go.
always make fun of Josiah for it. We're like, man, that kid needs some like actual tennis shoes on. He plays in like Crocs basically or whatever have you.
I'm honoring his tradition, the one
Yeah.
that he started.
Okay. Pour one out for your buddy who couldn't make it. You like throw a shoe off. So, oh man. Okay, there was another question here, and this is a perfect time to ask questions, guys, before we let these guys jump back into the next game. We got Stylus saying, keep your possession and stay calm, which is talking to Scott. Be calculated in your hits. Use your right hand, an exclamation mark is what someone says. It was crazy how close that game was. And I saw that you guys played yesterday at the arcade, and I saw that David won that game. And so I wanted to ask, but I didn't ask yesterday. I might as well save it for the stream, actually. Wondering if either of you guys sandbagged yesterday when you guys were playing. Sandbagging is when you're playing, but you're playing not to your fullest extent, so you don't want to give anything away. Were either of you guys doing that yesterday during your guys' game?
I wasn't. No.
I wasn't either.
There you have it.
There you have it. Brandon, do you have
There
any
it
questions
is.
for these guys before they jump back into the next game?
Sorry, did you ask if I had any questions?
Yeah, I waited until you were walking away from your mic before I asked you a question. That's what I do. That's how I be, man. All right, so Brandon, do you have any questions for these guys before they start the next set?
Not right now, I don't.
All right.
Alrighty, guys.
I wanted to know the handle from you answered it.
Good luck on your guys' next set. We'll see how this next one goes. Good luck to you both.
Thank you.
Thank
Good
you.
luck.
Alrighty. Once again, who has more stylish footwear, Scott or Josiah? And I'm seeing that they want a new poll to who has the most stylish footwear between Scott or Josiah. This is going to become one of those channels. We're going to have to make them both show off their footwear.
Hello there, David.
We call this the chest cam because a lot of guys didn't realize we had this on in between games, and they would stand there looking
Darn
at the big.
it.
They'd look at the
I
big TV
definitely
and
had a question.
they would drink their Gatorade and scratch their stomachs, and so we used to laugh at that a bunch.
I definitely had a question for David. I'll have to ask him later.
Brandon, what are you eating? Asking for a friend.
Funny thing. Pretzels and mustard. I won't lie.
What type of mustard is it? This is important. People are gonna want to know.
Yellow mustard. Yellow mustard.
I think mustard always comes in yellow, doesn't it?
No, sometimes it's brown.
Sometimes it comes in
it's like a
gray
brown.
poupon.
Okay.
I'm gonna start adding food coloring to my mustard. That way I can say that no, it does not always come yellow. So how do you like that?
It's good. Matt's asking Brandon if you listened to my headband song. Matt, I don't think you did. Otherwise, he would have sung along
I need
with
to.
me.
I somebody send that to me.
It's
Somebody
called, like-
send, and
It's like Nathan in the Headband of Power or something like that. it's pretty
where do I find it though?
Matt will send it to you in the dark webs.
I'll send it.
He'll find a way.
Who makes those pucks, by the way? I will make a commitment to commentary a little bit more if I can get sent one of those pucks.
Okay, Spec, I'll let you answer that. Spec had them made, so he bought the material and he gave it to a machinist in town, and the machinist lathed it. So these weren't like poured. He has also had some mallets lathed into perfection. The thing is that means they cost a lot. So like his mallets cost
Yeah,
around
that's
like
fair.
2 to 3, even I think one even cost $400. So the pucks are like $70.
Puck's 40.
Okay,
The puck is 40. The puck is $40. So we're still testing them out. We don't want to sell anything until we find the secret sauce. You know what I mean? And so
That's fair.
The newest one is like $200.
the white one.
Yeah.
Ooh, it plays so good though. It
Whoa.
plays so good. I want to dye one of them yellow and sneak it into Worlds, and just see if anybody notices. If they notice, I'll be like, all right, we messed up. We failed, obviously, right? But if they don't notice, be like, oh.
I'm not gonna lie, I like the white for camera and everything. I like the white, and it'd be funny if you took that to Worlds, dyed it yellow, took it to Worlds, and they favored that puck without even knowing it. Like, oh, this is a good puck. It's broken in or something.
That's
you know.
the thing.
Started-
But let's see. Here's the thing, Brandon. You and I can say this. We're gonna make a lot of people mad by saying this, but I feel that superstition is definitely a thing in every sport, but it's also
Yes.
in air hockey. And if you tell somebody,
Yeah.
hey, by the way, this table's 2 inches lower than normal, when it's not, then they will do poorer. And then when they lose, they will say it's because of the dang table being 2 inches shorter, even if it's not.
Yeah.
Right? Like you can really easily get in people's heads in this sport. And so, yeah, if you were to say this is a different puck, blah blah, then they're gonna yell at that.
Yeah.
What do you
Alright.
think about the white puck, Brandon? You think it plays good?
It looks like it's playing extremely well. Extremely well. I haven't really seen any fly-offs at all. And
pops up
they're not
a few
necessarily
times.
not hitting it hard. You can see some good right walls, some off goals and stuff where they're hitting it hard. So it's staying on the table really well, and it's very
First
camera
blood goes to
positive.
Scott this time. Actually, yeah, so the normal puck weight is 0.40 grams. 0.40 ounces? 0.40 ounces.
It's 40 grams.
40 grams, 0.40 ounces. I bet there's probably some conversion. But Spec made one that was 0.44 instead of 0.40. I didn't think it was going to make that much of a difference. Crazy difference. Crazy difference. Like hurting my knuckles. Like it felt like my knuckles were being shattered when somebody would hit it hard. I wasn't able to be deceptive when I made a shot. Look at that. Right wall under from David. David now in the lead in the second set. Only by 1 point, though. No, he's not in the lead. It's 1-1. What am I saying?
No, it's 1-1. 1-1. I don't know what you're saying.
I don't know what I'm saying. I got a little carried away.
Yeah. Well, we know who Nathan's going for, that's for sure.
Brooke in the chat says, all hail the metric system. I disagree. I like to measure things in Freedom Eagles and American flags. All right, David sets it up. Pulls it back. Goes for a right wall, goes for a double. Almost hits a right wall over from a double shot. I don't really know who I'm going for. So normally here in Idaho, we have a tradition where we always root for the underdog. Okay? This game is hard because technically David's the underdog. It's 8-7. He's 8 in the American Air Hockey League. But I also feel that by skill, David has improved ridiculously. And so I feel like technically Scott is the underdog when it comes to skill. Oh, look at that chase shot from his left hand. Check that out. It goes from a shot, David hits it back, he hits his off goal, and then from the chase forward. Beautiful chase. Oh, look at that right wall over. The overs are some of the hardest shots to anticipate. Oh, look at that. And then David pulls up too far forward. Scott gets a beautiful cross on him. And then a left hand over. They got like no points at the start of one of those games. It was 0-0 for like a solid 2 or 3 minutes. And right now, this game just started and it's already 3-3.
Well, they were saying that they were figuring each other out. And, you know, that's kind of, you can see that happening.
Agreed.
From both sides, you know, a lack of defense because the other one's figuring out where to go, what to shoot.
This is game 1 of 2 today, or match 1 of 2. Because right after this Scott and David game, it's going to be Anthony versus Josiah. Oh, look at that cut. That's the shot that's been working for David the most. I think if Scott could take away that from David, he would win this game.
Yeah.
Scott goes for still puck, left wall under, loses possession. David sets it back up. He has it to the left side of the line, goes for a cut. I've noticed that about David. He's a little bit predictable when it's slightly to left of center on his table, he goes for the cut. So when it's too far to the right, he does a forehand. Okay, but like right there, do you see how it's left of center? He did a cut again. That cut is a straight shot. It's like right now, here it comes. Let's see, cut. Nope. Let's see if I can predict it. Nope. Over to the right, he does another forehand again. If Scott is able to be wise to that, then he's going to be able to block all of David's shots, right? Because there, once again, see how it's on the right side of David's table, and he's able to. He goes for the forehand. Right there's to slide to the left. He goes for the cut and makes the shot. David pulls it up really far, or Scott pulls it up really far. David turtles, which is pulls back before he needs to, and the shot goes in. Good shot by Scott. David retains possession. Goes for that cut, but he went dead center. It's blocked. Scott double-handing it. Oh, right wall under from pretty far back on the table. Notice that, Scott's been playing right near the very top of the line, but look how far back he is. At the halfway mark on his side. I guess you'd call it the 20-yard line. That's what I call it here. It's now 5-5. Matt Bentley calls this, I think he calls it the point of contrition. He'll correct me if I'm wrong in chat. Because this is what makes or breaks the game. Because as we've seen before, none of the players have lost
especially in
with
a
6
game
points.
where neither of them.
Oh, cut again from David. What was that, Brandon?
I said, especially in a game where neither of them have gotten to a 6-6. So
this could be it right here. Scott could bring this into a 6-6. Matt corrected me. It's called the point of criticality is what he calls it. When it's 5-5, the point of criticality, it's a critical point. David right now setting up. Oh, gets it stolen. Steals it back. Is he going to win the first game in the second set? Goes for a right wall. Goes for a double.
Oh. That was scary, and he's got to be close. He's got to be careful of that shirt.
I know. I was wondering if it hit his shirt, because if it touches his shirt, he loses possession.
It didn't.
He goes for a few pump fake. It goes for that cut from the right side. It was actually almost a reverse cut. It's the first time I've seen him do that this game. Oh! It's now 6-6. David scores on himself. He does have possession though. Goes to the right wall under and makes it. This ruthless replay brought to you by Ruthless Real Estate. You see him pull it back, pulls it forward, hesitates. Like you see how he stopped. You called that shot before, Brandon, when you were saying that he has those delays. Instead of hitting it right away, he delays, and it causes the opponent to kind of tense up and move a little bit slower. Oh man, I haven't even had a second to look at the chat because my heart's been a little bit racing here. Oh, what do we got in chat? We've got Ruth popping in chat saying that she's been impressed with David's growth recently. She said, I mean, he's becoming hard to beat and comes in second to Nathan most times now. I agree with that. There's very few players that I'm very afraid to play now, and those players are basically Spec and David. Josiah beat me yesterday even. Josiah was the only person yesterday to beat me in the Sunday Weekly. Before everybody gets mad at me for sounding cocky, I started air hockey here in Idaho a little bit ago, And so I kind of had a head start on everybody, but these guys are getting already to the point where they're beating me now, and I'm gonna be without a job very soon if they keep up this practice. Josiah has a table at his house. David has a table at his house. Matt has a table at his house. A lot of our players are now getting tables so that they can practice, and you can see the main, just the amount of skill change almost overnight. We see Spec run out there and fix the camera. It takes a whole crew over here. I really appreciate everybody on the team. Brandon, also, I appreciate for you diving in and giving us some commentary. If anybody is watching us would like to help out with commentary, just let us know. We'd love to have you. David now wins first game in the second set. That means he's only 3 games away from closing out this challenge match. Here comes the break. And first possession goes to David. Oh, look at that stop by Scott. Beautiful defense. Scott switches to his left hand. Brings it up. Goes for a left wall under. Loses possession again. We got Derpy Piggy in the chat saying that you commentate whatever. We'd love to have you. Sam, I always appreciate you popping in.
How is it in Illinois, Sam? Are you or Indiana? Are you practicing over there?
Sam, Derpy Piggy, the second best in Idaho for a long stretch here before moving away and breaking all of our hearts. David sets it up. It's still 0-0 this game.
We had another heartbreak move out too. His name is starts with J. I don't know. Do you know?
Everybody that leaves is basically dead to me. Especially those named Jacob.
Yeah, I think that's it. Jacob.
Right wall over by Scott on the chase. Beautiful shot and first point. That was a very long first point. Again, now it's 2-0. Is this where Scott comes back? Is David running out of juice here? Let's find out. Oh, Scott loses possession. Foul on the play, so it gets reset here.
Looks like some hair.
Looks like David needs to shave the table. There it goes.
And while we have a moment, Nathan, I have some, not in the chat here, but I have some people wondering, where could they watch this game at?
YouTube, for free.
At American
we have a
Air
channel
Hockey.
name?
Like where physically? Look at that right wall under from David. If they wanted to watch physically, they can come over to the bus stop studio in Idaho. We are located in Caldwell, Idaho. Oh, David goes too far forward, goes for the block, does block it. It bounces off his mallet though, and he scores on himself. Beautiful shot. It's
YouTube
blocked
channel?
Oh, YouTube channel, the American Air Hockey League.
Did David just do a waterfall right there?
He did. He did the patented. There he goes again with the waterfall going in front of the puck there. And then I shouldn't say patented. It's not really patented.
Tim Wiseman invented
it. So, it's now 1-3. Scott in the lead this game.
Oh my goodness, a rim out right from David's shot.
We got people in chat asking Scott to keep his cool. We got people cheering for Scott here. Looks like that Scott's comeback this game. Fans are liking it. Oh!
I think that's like the third loss of mallet in this game here.
It happens when your nerves are up, or when you hit too hard. If you're sweaty at all, which definitely happens.
Maybe it's the 104-degree heat in Idaho.
Yeah, it's pretty hot outside. I'm not gonna lie.
See David here trying to do some strategic shots on Scott, missing his cross, missing his right wall over, gaining that right wall under.
Oh, and a right wall under from Scott after pulling it way up.
Good response from Scott.
Brandon, what do you think that Scott needs to do to pull off this game?
Not like that.
Yeah, no more flubs, but honestly, I think he just needs to continue to put out that energy and make those shots, he's up right now. So, you know, if he continues to play how he is, I don't know. David seems to just be trying the same thing over and over, and you got to change it up sometimes, you know?
We got people in the chat saying David's the GOAT.
One thing for Scott.
Whoa,
oh my
look
goodness.
at that beautiful right wall over. That was good. Sorry,
That's
Spec.
the-
Oh, and then immediately a right wall under.
That right wall under looked like it went through
Oh!
Scott's mallet, and that was 3-6. Scott's
That-
game to win.
David's now in the doghouse.
Oh, that was a close shot from David. David now drifting the puck. Almost hits that right wall over. Grabs the puck again, gaining his possession. Drifts, shoots a forehand, does not make anything in.
Oh,
This
smart.
could be it.
Another forehand shot.
This could be another one of those back-to-back sets. Is
He is
David
just-
able to pull out 4 more points before Scott only gets 1? Scott loses possession. David with a
Oh!
that was good.
Nice
I mean, he
forehand 1-2 shot.
he made a
Good.
quick shot on it and then missed, and then did a second one and nailed it.
I will be honest, I think he's a little bit too behind to come back in this game, but let's see if he proves me wrong.
That's what we all said about
Hey,
Steve Olson.
Anything
We
could
all
happen
remember
in air
Steve
hockey.
Olson like 2 days ago in North Carolina. That dude, it was a pretty crazy comeback. Steve,
Yeah.
if you're watching this, love you, and if you're not watching this, I don't love you. Oh, look at that
No,
rival!
that's
He's
6
beating out
now.
5-6.
Wow.
Is this gonna be our first 6-6 game?
Great block from David.
David
goes
gets back
one already.
possession.
Scott blocks
He had a
it.
66 game.
David gets his possession back.
Oh,
He
what's
got
it?
the 6-6.
Oh, it's 6-6.
Wow.
Oh, I forgot that's actually the second time. That happened last
Oh,
game. Oh, and Scott takes the win.
Scott takes it
He
with
knew
the
he had to
left
close it out
hand
there.
cross.
He knew he had to close it out there, and he did what he had to.
He did. I mean, from 6-3 though, that comeback from David, and Scott takes it. You get to see him. Look at that. Look at that. He's excited about that win. You can see in that replay, doing a little bit of flexing. It's the second game now. Actually, I totally forgot the game right before this was a 6-6 game. So in the first set, you had nothing closer than a 7-5, and there's a lot of 7-4s. And then in this set, so far, it's 2 7-6 games, 7-6 Scott, 7-6 David, and they're going to be taking. Actually, I believe they're going to be taking their 2-minute break on this one. Each player has the option to take a 2-minute break in between. Perfect time right now to throw some encouragement in the chat. Post who you're rooting for, give them some encouragement. Like I said, they stand there and they just will watch the screen. They see all of the comments coming through. It's a rare sport where you're able to actually talk to the players, right? So we're going to take advantage of that while we're still kind of small. Before we get so big that it'll be impossible to read through the giant, spew of chats. So right now, take advantage of it while you can and ask the players some questions or give them some encouragement right now in the chat. I'm trying to think of the shots that are winning the most, and I want to say it's David's cuts and his overs. I didn't expect the overs to be working against Scott so well. And Scott's shots that are working so well is when he switches, I think, to his left hand unders, his left wall unders working pretty well against David.
Well, one thing with Scott is he turtles a lot, so straight shots are very effective on Scott instead of the bank shots. But David is getting the bank shots in for some reason. I just think Scott's just lacking in the department of blocking that under.
I'm excited about this next game here. Let's take a look. Here I'm taking a look at the chat right now. So we've got people. Oh man, we got Fluffy Dragon Slayer. This is a while back now because there's a whole bunch of chats now. I have to do some scrolling. We got people saying big shout out to my boy Janet. Whoa, what am I saying? Big shout out to boy Brandon from CJ and Mike is the name. We've got people yelling for comeback for they were really hoping for a comeback from David on that one. I think it was a pretty good comeback. He just didn't make it. You were right, Brandon. It was just too far behind. We got Fluffy Dragon Slayer saying, "Bro, 6-6, let's go." We got people yelling, "No, so close." They were cheering for David, obviously. We got Stylist saying yes because of Scott winning that one. There's a lot of people. I see another person that's saying, "Way to go, Scott." We got Vi Rainsbarger saying, "Way to go, Scott." This is so fun reading through all these chats. Once again, guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for supporting us. We're looking at game number 3 is about to start right now. We do face off every single round. Starts in the middle. Oh!
I'm just now noticing this.
Point
Wow.
off of the break.
Wow.
Nicely done, Scott. You can see David just moved right out of the way.
Right
He
back.
fired too soon, missed it, and Scott fires it in. Oh, man, this is back to back now. 2-1 already, and it's only
boy.
like 10 seconds into the game.
And that's one of the things about air hockey, though. You know, it's a very, very fast sport. Fastest table sport. Fastest sport.
It's pretty dang comparable to one of the fastest sports, I believe. And that's what makes it so much fun, is the amount of
What would
reflex
be a
time it
faster
takes.
sport than air hockey?
We had one
Maybe-
guy do math. I went out with a measuring tape, measured a table, posted it in the chat, and had the chat do all of the math on it. And they were saying it would take, it was a tenth of a second. You have a tenth of a second of a reaction time, I believe is what they were saying. Like 0.2 something.
These are just shots
Look at
going
this.
back and to back right now.
4-2.
No defense needed for this game.
Okay, this is whoever can be more offensive, apparently. And apparently Scott, right now, is winning the, scoring more points than letting goals in. Oh, he does it again. Beautiful cross, though. Did you see the
That
form on
back
that?
of the mallet cross is really getting to David right now.
Scott sets it up again. He's in a really good position this game.
Oh, David
Oh,
chases.
David takes it back.
Gets the possession, loses.
You know, Scott mentioned that he was hoping to wear out David, and you know, maybe that's what
Is that
happened.
what's happening?
Oh,
my goodness,
no,
a
garbage
garbage
shot.
shot.
You can see
That one
David
in
even
there.
said that. We all call that a garbage shot when it was like unintentional.
Oh, but that was not garbage. That was
not one,
beautiful.
though. That
Okay.
was great.
Okay, it goes for the charge, and it succeeds. David charges and gets the puck off of the charge. Can you tie this up and make it the point of criticality? Nope. Oh, almost chases it forward. Scott sets it up, does a few fake pumps. Another pump. Goes for a push. Scott sets it up again and gets the point. It's now 6-4, almost assuring
This
Scott's
is
win. Let's
like-
see if David can pull it back. This time it's not 6-3. This time it's 6-4.
dude.
Oh,
6-5
6-5
now.
now. Can he pull it back?
I would love to see every one of these games go to 6-6.
Oh, I don't know if my heart can take that kind of crap. Scott pulls it up. He goes
It's
for
a
the
forehand.
goes
Almost
for a
makes it in.
forehand over. Scott's trying to close this out. Oh, David gets real cocky again. Goes way up to the line, then gets
Ooh, he's gotta
possession
watch
back
that. He's
again. Does he
really gotta
tie it
watch
up?
that stick.
Does he tie it up?
He's hitting his off goals. He's going right into the center.
No,
Does a
loses
right wall
possession.
under.
Scott takes it. David's getting way out of
Oh.
place. And
Oh,
Scott
my
takes
goodness.
the win,
Shouldn't have
7-5.
gone up like that.
Oh, David it looks like the puck got stuck. Perfect time for it to get stuck too. We can just hear him banging on the goal. It is now 2-1. Scott
Oh,
is
he
in
got
the
it.
lead. Oh, he got it out there. You can see at the top of your screen now, Scott got 2-1. David has 1 set to 0. Scott will need to win 2 more games plus another set to take this challenge match. David would need to win 3 more games to win this challenge match. I can see the chat blowing up right now. A lot of people upset about that victory from Scott. I can see a lot of people excited about that victory from Scott. Oh, this is fun. Okay, Brandon, question for you, and I've asked a lot of people
Yeah.
this. Does your heart race more at a 6-6 when you are the player or when you are a spectator?
Ooh.
For me, it's a spectator. When I'm playing 6-6, my heart's racing, I'm sure, but I'm more calm than I am when I'm spectating. When I'm watching another game, I
Yeah,
don't care
I think
who
I'm
it
gonna-
is. It could be 2 little kids playing at the arcade, or it could be 2 of the best players in the world. When it's 6-6, my heart's racing more than when I'm playing.
I think I'm gonna agree with you on that one, especially because, you know, as a player, you work on that, right? You don't want to be anxious and stuff. So, but as a spectator, you don't have any discipline. You're just like, oh my God, what is gonna happen? Let's go. You know.
I agree so much. I should have got a replay.
I would almost say too that on a 6-6 game between 2 very competitive players, you're almost just happy to just see somebody win. You know, like for personally, I just get excited of like, let's go, next point wins. Like,
Right.
I almost forget who I'm even going for at that point because
Right.
you're so excited.
Right. No, I agree with you. Nobody wants to see a blowout game. Nobody wants to see a 7-0 every game. They really don't. Maybe once in a great while it's fun, but nobody really wants to see that. Nobody wants their team to be at 0. Nobody wants their team to be at 7 when the other person's at 0 over and over and over again, right? What makes for a great game is when it's close, and apparently this is that game. Going to game 4 right now. Scott only needs 2 more wins to take the set.
I want to take a moment to say thank you to everybody supporting us right now in the chat and coming to watch. You know, I had my, you saw in there, my boy Mike came right on as soon as we told him where to watch and came watching and supporting us.
Love it. Yes, special thanks to all of our fans out there.
Looks like there's more defense in this game compared to last game.
Yeah, last one, by this time it was 3 points each way.
I know, isn't that crazy? It's so crazy how different the games can be. One game, it's like 10 seconds, 6 points could have happened. In another game, 5 minutes and 0 points could have happened. Oh, no!
Oh,
That is the patented Matt Bentley BM, he calls it. He calls it a BM because
That is
it hits the back of the mallet.
my least favorite shot. In my ESPN interview, that, you know, I said that is my biggest pet peeve is that shot, and it still bugs me to this day.
It sucks because you blocked it, right? You have officially blocked
Yeah.
it.
That happened to Scott.
And then it bounced
Yeah.
back, and then it happens to Scott. I should probably go out there. Hey, you know what? Just stop for me real quick. I'll go out there and open it up real quick. But I'll go back out there and open it up. But yeah, least favorite. You guys should talk about the BM for a second.
All right, looks like I'm gonna fill in. So I don't know. What's up, Brandon? How's life? How's air hockey doing for you?
You know, I wish air hockey was a little bit better for me right now, but 7-6 took a little damage from the storm and everything, so haven't had much practice lately. This is definitely getting me excited to play some more. So
Oh yeah, you have that big storm going on in Houston right now. So my condolences to you. Or did it
Thank you.
already happen?
looks like Matt Bentley joined this chat right here.
I did.
Oh, Matt's here. That's
I just want to tell you, Brandon, I just sent you that song in Discord.
Send it in public.
Well, I'm. I'll look for it then and listen to it as soon as possible.
It's
As
in
soon
your
as these
Alright.
are over.
Well, game's
Thank
back
you.
on. Nathan saved the day. A little bit of a table repair. The point goes to Scott.
Did you get any slow motion
Striking.
replays of me screwing the table? No?
You were already in slow motion
Okay, good.
because it took too long.
It looks like that point didn't count on the table, but it is 1-2 right now. So you can see on the table it says 0-2, but the puck didn't go by the sensor, so you're gonna go by the
You
score on the
shoulda-
top of the screen.
You should have gave David like 4 points when you were in there.
Giving David points. No, I'm not gonna cheat.
This-
David's got to earn this.
Come on, we're like the NFL.
Oh.
Oh, nah.
You know, I never thought about that. Would
I don't think
anybody
we'll-
like to pay to change the scores of this game?
It's part of the script, Nathan.
It's part of, this is gonna become like the wrestling. David's gonna go grab a chair and hit Scott, and it's just gonna get crazy. Oh
Ultimate
no, Scott
error.
loses possession. You could hear him too.
I think David is too fixated on the shot of the week right now. He's just trying to ball in that forehand like that. Oh my
That's it
goodness!
again. Is that the shot of the week right there?
Yeah, the forehand. It's just a forehand shot. Any forehands will count towards your shot of the week.
$10 a point. Ooh.
So David is just hammering it down on that forehand.
Do you see how hard he's hitting that puck? And so, I mean, like, we were talking about how this is an experimental puck that we're using right now, but it's able to handle that type of speed. Not just that, but for a 14-year-old to be hitting it that hard, take a look at that, like that right wall over shot. It's now 3-2. David loses possession. Scott takes it.
And you know, this puck has been like chipped and abused by now.
There's some pretty big chips in it. I just saw. It's definitely worn in.
But it still
Yeah,
plays
I would
perfectly.
You pay that much for a puck.
Oh.
How
Scott lets it
How
fumble
durable
in.
is it? How long have you guys had this puck?
We've used it for quite a few challenge matches now. We've had it for a few weeks.
Yeah, I think it's been played every day.
And that's the thing. We want to test this stuff out before we ever start selling any of it.
You're beating on it. Yeah.
Look at that. That Scott or David just takes possession.
You know, it's great because we don't have to flip it over. It just plays well on both sides.
That is a great thing. That is a fantastic thing.
And like, this whole game, it has never flown off.
Not once. And they're shooting some pretty hard shots as well.
Yeah.
Right.
That yellow puck we used to have would always
David scores on himself.
fly off.
I feel like this game they've each scored on themselves at least. I mean, David, what, twice? Scott,
They have,
twice
yep.
as well. Oh, I like that. I
Nice
love that. I
recovery.
like that shot. It looked like he was going to go for a shot. Oh, and then he gets it right while under.
Wow.
Keeping the puck on your own side in style. Timeout
It
call.
looks like a timeout from Scott. You can see on our
Is
light
it a
bar.
timeout?
Yeah.
You can't tell by the timeout and the giant like yellow blue lights. Brandon, you need to
And
watch
the
our
two-
you need
and
to
the
watch our channel more often, broski. Scott sets it up. It gets deflected.
You both were saying timeout, so I just thought it'd be funny to be like, was it a timeout?
You should harmonize with us next time. We'll do a 3-part timeout harmony.
Okay. Okay, sounds good.
Timeout, timeout, timeout.
Alright, Scott needs to pick it up because I want to see another 6-6 game. I want to get Nathan to have some palpitations.
Dude. You know when they check your heart, like when they put a heart monitor on you, they tell you to do whatever you did that caused any heart issues in the first place. And so it'd be really fun to tell your doctor, like, they're like, well, what happened when your heart had issues? You're like, well,
I was watching air hockey.
air hockey.
Scott is just pumping out shots after shots, and nothing is going in because of David's nice defense.
David misses a right wall, sets it up again.
You can look at
goes for an
David.
off goal.
Look at David's face. He is just determined.
He's in the zone.
He's zoned in. He's zoned in.
It was funny because we had a big old conversation because he's like, he's getting himself a jersey right now, and he doesn't have one. So we're like, hey, we got some spare stuff you can use, and he's like, no, I want to wear this. I'm like, okay. Oh, 5-4 scores on himself for the third time this game.
Shoot.
But so we're like, it just looks like some skater kind of walks
nice
in
recovery.
here. 6-4. It's now game point. David.
I think we are going.
Oh!
Oh no! We might get to a 6-6 here, folks.
Okay, we might get to another one. David might pull off a win
This
right
could
here.
be
Let's do
it.
it.
And it could be two games in two games,
come
or
on.
will it be 3 games to 1?
Wait. I need to see this. I need to see this. Come on, Scott.
We're rooting for Scott to get that 6-6.
Just the 6-6, yeah.
David just missed.
David's getting ready to do that forehand again. He's done it a few times from that. Watch this. He bounced it off the left wall, goes for a forehand.
Nope, he's
maybe
going for
not.
the over.
Oh, he gets it back.
Covers the
Yeah.
puck.
Nope, this is Scott's chance. Is he going to tie up this game?
Come on, Scott. Oh!
Oh, David goes for the
He
double,
needs to tie
misses.
it.
David sets it up.
Scott is just anxiously waiting for that shot. You can just see his
Oh,
mouth
right
moving.
wall under
my
for the
goodness.
win. 7-5.
And you can see the frustration because he did initially block that shot, but then he pulled it back with him. Watch
And
it
you
slow.
see the
He blocks
relief,
it and
the
pulled it.
relief on David.
No, I mean, you're right. I would have to look at that again to know if it would have gone to the far side of the goal, but he definitely pulled it into his goal after
Yeah.
blocking it.
That's frustrating.
It's now 2-2. Scott is 2 games away from taking his first set. David is 2 games away
That was-
from winning this entire challenge
That was
match.
almost as good as the 6-6. That got my heart going. That was almost as good as a 6-6.
Tell your doctor about it. We need to, we're looking for sponsors all the time, and so I'm wondering if there's like some sort of like heart medication that's gonna sponsor us.
Any cardiologists in chat?
Is there any cardiologists in the chat? We're gonna have to have a warning eventually for these games. If you're pregnant or experiencing any heart conditions, please do not watch air hockey.
Oh my god.
Oh man. Matt Bentley asking what was going on with points last game. Obviously did not see when the puck was stuck in the goal and didn't go by the sensor. We got just kidding. Love you, Matt. Hugs and kisses. We got people explained that $10 a point if they want us to throw the match. We got a Moog, old-time player here, needs to come back, saying amazing setups by David, off goals and off timings. I think that's also very accurate. David, he's doing a lot of off goals to get the person out of position, to get Scott out of position, and then he even does a lot of pump fakes, right? We got Fluffy Dragon Slayer a few minutes ago saying, give me another 6-6. We got, there's so much in chat. It's hard to keep up. I love this. I love you guys. Thank you for throwing stuff in chat.
I think we have like 16 viewers right now.
We got a chat rate of 4. I think it's our highest chat rate yet. This is fun. It's so fun to grow from nothingness to everything. Now we can post a video and it gets 10,000 views in like a day, which is just crazy. Here comes game number 5. Winner of this game will be one that will be only one game away from winning this set. If it's David, that would mean he's one game away from winning this challenge match.
Now, we were here once before, 2-2, but who will get the third game and win the last one?
Well, it was 2-2 last set.
Yeah.
Right? But then David took the last 2 games, so only got to 6 games. So is David going to do that again? Oh, look at that. That block is so funny to me. Like, he blocks it and just, like, gives it back. It's almost like, man, not worth his time, right?
I think David is rapidly improving during this game, as you can see. I think he'll kind of catch on that Scott will just dump his mallet right into the center of the goal and then just strike in a cross or cut. Oh my goodness, look at this forehand right while under. Oh my gosh.
Wow.
Ugh. It's such a good shot. Scott comes right back with another good one. Okay, so Brandon, you haven't seen either of these players. You haven't been around this area much.
Right.
So now after seeing this,
Right.
who do you think is going to win? What's your critique of this game?
I'm gonna be honest with you. I have a lot of opinions, but not ones that answer your question for some reason. I have, and I'm gonna bring this up at the end so I can talk to both of them. Just kind of curious questions that I have. I think I figured out David's game. I think he's a little bit predictable, but he's got great shots and he's got a great game. I'm still trying to figure out how Scott is doing as well as he is, and that's not an insult.
Well, no, so you're not the only one to critique him, right? So we've had Danny Hines on here critiquing Scott, and he's always like, well, he's using both hands, but somehow he's actually pulling it off, and he blocks all the way back to his goal, but somehow he pulls it off. So like Scott is a very unusual player. He plays very differently than the norm, but he's able to pull it off decently.
I do wonder though, and I was gonna ask this later, but I do wonder how he would fare against a strong transition player like Mark Robbins. I think that'd be a really tough match for him. Changing hands the way he does.
Agreed. I've played Mark. I believe at this moment Mark would have Scott beat, but it would be very close. Mark, for anybody listening, Mark Robbins is the one who literally invented the style of the table that they're playing on right now. Also, just in case I didn't mention enough, we got Brandon DeMauro commenting in remotely from Texas. Brandon DeMauro is number 32 in the world right now at air hockey. And so when you hear him giving some advice or giving some pointers, he's not just talking from just a standpoint of a commentator. He's also a world-ranked player, and he's very high up in the ranks.
I once knew a player that was in World 32.
Nathan, what are you ranked right now? You're pretty high, aren't you? You're above me.
35. I'm not in the area. I can't really compete against all you Texans. Oh, David almost steals it back, but misses it. But I love how he's way up there. See, there he goes again.
David has a nice recovery.
He's way up there at the line, and he's able to steal a puck more, and that's how he has so much puck possession time. Right, like right there again.
You know
he steals it back again.
Yeah. And Nathan, I would really hate for you to make the trip out here.
Cross from David.
That was beautiful.
You want me to make the trip out there? I'm gonna for Worlds. I'll be there, sweating my butt off, complaining the entire
I'll be there too.
time.
You better watch out for me, Brandon.
No, actually, what I was gonna say was,
look at that shot, these guys.
I would hate for you to make the trip out here just to stay at 35. You know.
What happens? Oh
my goodness, David's on point with the forehands right now.
And using a little intimidation, I think it's okay to do that once in a while, but it was definitely a mistake in the last game when, you know, Scott had 6 on him.
David sets it up. He is only 3 points away from clenching the 3rd game in the set for himself. Oh, nope. It's instantly stolen back. Transition shot. Scott now brings up the score 4-4. Oh, now 4-5, David. Oh, and then, it's back and forth. Scott loses possession. David gets it back. It's almost that
beautiful stop from
point of criticality right now for David.
Scott there.
And that's we've noticed that a lot from Scott, where he's able to stop the puck dead in its tracks, even from being all the way back to his goal, and that's what doesn't make sense. They say you want to be in the middle of your field so that you can pull back and stop the puck.
I see Scott try to get that off goal from David.
I know, but David's off goals are like...
Oh, and he gets the right ball over.
Game point. Oh, back
to
5-6.
Oh, no, it's stuck again.
Good. Let him think about what
I think
he's
you need
done.
to fix it.
I'll go grab it real quick.
Oh, he got off. Game is back on, people.
And we're back. Anybody want to sponsor
right
that
now,
goal?
5-6. Will this be a 6-6?
This could be it. If he wins this point, then he would be
Nice
only
block
one
from
game away
Scott.
from taking this whole challenge match.
Scott hounding in that cut right now.
Oh, it's 6-6.
Wow.
It
It's a little
flows in.
sloppy, but it got in there.
Whoever wins this is going to be only one game away from taking the set. This point matters so much right now. David goes for an off goal. He sets up. Goes for a double, but he stops it. It does not go into his own goal. I cannot believe that didn't bounce into his own goal. And he gets it with the cut! He's now at match point for the game. He only needs one more game to win this match. Check this out. Look at this. Wobbles back and forth, instantly in. Oh, you can see Scott's face too. He knows he was tricked. He knows that he moved out of the way. Oh, man. Oh, 3 games to 2 games now. Oh, that was...
I don't think Scott lets it go down like that. I think Scott steps it up right here and takes this next game.
We got 1 minute before the next game starts here. I would love to take a second to shout out our sponsor, Ruth Kmiecik. Absolutely amazing real estate agent. If you're in the area here, the number is 208-965-3570. Old-time family friend, but she's fought for a lot of my friends as well to get houses. She's just the best real estate agent ever. I've shared my story quite a few times, but basically our whole entire hometown was burned down in a fire in California in 2008. 2018, and we had to all relocate. Not just me, not just my family, but all of my family and friends, and my family's friends, and my family's friends' friends. And she helped a ton of us relocate to Idaho, and she helped fight for us. She helped us get a lot of money off, but just by talking to the sellers and explaining our situation to them, she's absolutely amazing. So I want to thank her for sponsoring us, but more than that, thank you for helping us get a house. My family has appreciated her immensely. So we're about ready to pop into what could be the last game in this match, and which will set us
Nathan,
up for...
not to cut you off.
Yeah, good.
I don't know if a lot of people know this, but not just if you're looking for a house, but realtors can actually help you find a place to rent as well. And I didn't know that until we moved out here to Texas, and we had one helping us find a place. So, you know, finding a good neighborhood, finding the right price that you're looking for, what you're looking for. So she can also help you if you're not just looking to buy.
That's a fantastic call out. She's gonna yell at me now for not saying that. She's gonna say, "Why didn't you ever tell people about that?" I love it. Oh, a beautiful first transition point from Scott. Can Scott change the route of this game? Can he win the next 2 games
Absolutely.
and then put David in a stalemate?
Good.
The next question is will he, or is David going to adjust enough to keep Scott in the dark? I guess the big question now is, are we seeing David winding down and slowing down like Scott hoped for? And I don't see that yet.
I don't see that.
David taking the
I will
methodical
say,
approach.
I would like to see David pick it up just a little bit at times, you know. I don't think that he's going slow because he's tired, but I think that, you know, just like he does his time delays, I think he needs to, oh, well, there we go, look at that. He's already kind of just speeding up as I'm talking, so.
Oh, it's such a weird push shot that he does. It's like, it looks like it's going to be a left wall somehow, and then ends up just going there, but you could see that Scott had moved way out of the way to the left. So obviously Scott had interpreted that shot as it was going to be a right wall under.
I mean, don't underestimate David's speed, Brandon, because he can go pretty fast here.
I'm not talking about on shots. I'm not talking about just on
my
shots.
goodness!
Wow.
I wish I could replay that. That was an amazing shot David just hit there.
I mean, like, this is the thing, and this is only after. Oh, no. This is only after David's been practicing for about 1 year, and only for about 3 months with his own table. So what's this dude gonna be like when he's 15 years old, 16 years old, right?
Yeah. He's got a lot of potential. I was definitely thinking that. He's got a lot of potential.
And with a mustache like that, and 5 points to 2.
It is already 5-2. Scott's about to lose the set, the final set of this whole match.
You know, I mean, Scott's been showing up the last 2
Yeah,
challenges,
right?
but I
Not
believe
just the
that he
set.
hasn't been to the last few challenge matches. And so it's crazy how if one person does it just a little bit more practice than the other, the difference it makes. Because David's been practicing every single week, and Scott has been out of town, and he's had to miss a few.
Oh, there it is, the first
fly off!
And it was a block.
He said, Hart, Mark Robbins. I'll be in Houston too, Brandon. That's Matt Bentley.
Nice chase
Yeah.
from
Oh.
David.
We got someone in the chat saying if Scott wins this set, David might forfeit. I kind of agree. I've seen David just sort of be like, you know what, I am tired, I am done. That's the thing that he's working on, is just like not getting so tired that he has to.
Oh,
loses
no.
possession.
Ooh.
Almost gains it back. No shot.
That's really the
Scott-
It
winning
would be
factor.
pretty mentally.
Go ahead, Brandon.
It would be pretty mentally defeating to have a 5-2 lead for the match and come back and lose the whole thing.
Oh my gosh, don't even remind me. I had a 1 point. All I needed was 1 point against George Anderson. I was
Wow.
2 sets to 0,
Right.
and in the third set I had only 1 point, and then he came back to win the entire thing. I was so beyond myself.
Yeah, that's frustrating.
David 5-3 now. Scott's been able to pull a score back up, and then again 5-4.
Scott.
Can Scott bring some life back into his game?
You can see in his
People
face.
are
he's
mind
got the
blown
fire.
in the chat. I don't know if you saw that. CJ and Mike's wow, mind blown.
I'm seeing it. Well, you know what's funny, because everyone thinks they're good at air hockey. Every single person I've ever asked, hey, are you any good? They're like, oh, I'm so good, I've beaten all my friends. But when they suddenly see professional air hockey, it's a totally different world.
Right.
Oh, no!
Whoa.
He cannot afford losing a point right now. It is now match point to 4. And then David gets possession. Does he close out this entire match right here? He goes for forehand.
He
He
is
misses
trying
it.
to get that final forehand shot in.
He retains possession, sets it up.
Oh, nice block from Scott.
Oh, he almost.
David almost Gerbers him.
Oh, there it is!
Final
The
shot.
game is over! Oh, David takes the win, 7-4. Hits it once, hits it twice,
Beautiful
it is
space.
blocked, and it slowly goes in. You can see Scott's disappointment on his face as it wobbles off of the puck and into the goal. That means Scott won the first 2 games in the first set. In the second set, he won 2 games. So he won, or David won 4 games each set to 2. 8 games to 4 total. David wins this one. We're going to see these guys on the chairs in just 1 second. This is the perfect time right now to go ahead and throw your questions into...
Goodbye, Matt.
Yeah, throw your questions in the chat. This is a perfect time to have them answered. The game is fully over now. These guys, you can ask them whatever they want, whatever you want. Oh man, it's weird because it feels like it still had a bit to go and then it suddenly ended. That last game just ramped up. It was like no points, and suddenly it went from 0 to 100. David taking the win there. You can see the scores right here in red is every 7-6 game. The first set there were 0 of those. The second set we had 3 of them, but David was able to pull it off. Everyone get your questions ready. Start firing them in the chat right now.
I really thought Scott was gonna come out hard on that one, and I think David just took a couple points that shocked him and got a little bit discouraged. He definitely had what it took to come back. David just seized his opportunity before he could do that, you know?
Right. I mean, I think that what's going for David right now is that his... Oh, they're already over there. That's almost creepy. Hello, guys. Hey, guys. Do you guys still have an echo in your ears?
Oh yeah, we do have an echo still.
Ugh.
Yeah, still
Okay.
here.
Spec, do you think if we mute themselves, being able to hear themselves on that laptop, that'll solve it? Maybe. I don't know. If you guys can make do like what Scott's doing, we'll have it fixed for next week. Sorry about that, guys. Normally we have in-house speakers, but today we have a guest speaker, so we're all doing everything remotely. We have to do headphones for everything, like back in the old Zoom days. All right.
So it's my fault. I get
This
it.
is
Yeah.
entirely Brandon's fault. I blame him for literally everything in life. Like always, I run out of toilet paper. Brandon tomorrow. I don't care if he's in Texas. Somehow this is on him.
Whoa, hold on a sec. Now we're shooting at each other's jobs. What? Because I work in gastro, with that kind of stuff. I gotta be the toilet paper man.
I work in behavioral health, so you got a lot of shots you can fire at me right now. So.
Fair.
All right, guys. Oh man, Scott. I start with you. How do you feel that game went?
Pretty good. I know exactly what I need to work on to be more accurate with and more deceptive with. Yeah, I thought it went overall pretty good.
Yeah. I think that David had a lot of adjustment that he made. It's so funny. I was mentioning in the first game that I can't do any overs on you, Scott, at all because you block kind of near the center of your goal, and you were starting to do that, right? And David was trying for overs, and you were blocking all of them. And then David started to go for a bunch of unders, and then you started to block the unders, and then it opened up the overs for him to get in. And I was like, I don't think I've ever really seen a bunch of overs ever get in on Scott. It was really impressive to see David sort of pull that off. I know David used a lot of off goals, used a ton of double shots. You played way up at the line, you rushed a lot of shots, but it seemed to pay off for you. David, how do you feel like the game went?
I think that game went good. Pretty good, actually.
Enough said.
But
okay, you're still going.
one thing about the overs is I never intentionally go for overs, and it kind of makes me feel bad almost whenever I hit him because I never really go for them. So all those overs were on accident. So.
Oh, that's the worst.
Yeah.
David looks over at Scott and is like, I win by accident. Goodbye. He walks away. No. I do think that's true, though. There's a lot of overs I've done when I meant to do an under. People are like, oh, that was such a great shot. I'm like, well, I'll let them think it was great, but it was nowhere where I intended it to go, right? Brandon, question for you. Well, actually, all of these guys. Yeah. I legit get more angry if I make a goal on accident because it went somewhere I didn't want it to go than if I get a shot blocked that I hit exactly where I wanted to go. Like, for me, if I make... I would rather a shot be blocked and it go exactly where I wanted to go than a shot go in that I didn't want it to go. Does that make sense? Like I get mad at myself.
It
Are you
makes
guys
sense.
that way?
It makes sense. I would say it's not my biggest pet peeve, but it does, as a player, it does bother me. But I don't let it doesn't affect my game as much as, like, you know, the shots where you block it and it bounces back on the back of your mallet and goes in. Those, you know, so it doesn't affect me like that, but I definitely think about it twice when it happens. I'm like, I need to do better, you know?
And especially when you hit a garbage shot, it just feels horrible for both of the players.
Right.
Yes, agreed.
David, we saw one garbage shot from you.
Yeah.
I mean, we even saw you sort of kind of apologize for it. And, like, it's so funny because people watching, they're like, oh, that was a cool shot. It hit the wall like 8 times, then bounced in. And the rest of us are like, garbage. Like, including the player that hits it. They think we're being mean to the player, but, like, even the player's like, nope, sorry, I didn't mean to do that. It was garbage. And then other people watching will go, then why not just do a bunch of those garbage shots? Because they only work once. It is like a one-time thing. It's why we can always get scored on one time by a person at an arcade, like a random person that does that one garbage shot that works. And you're like, okay, I'm gonna block that. Shame on me. We got a lot of comments in the chat. This is by far the most chat I think we've ever had. Just a whole bunch of people popped in here. You guys had a lot of people supporting you from both sides. We got family members from both sides popping in. You guys have Matt Bentley popping in. You know, he's a normal commentator. You got Sam from Indiana popping in. You got a guest speaker here from Texas. I'm looking at the chat right now.
And then CJ and Mike is also from Texas watching you guys. First time watcher too.
Okay. Hope he's a first time subscriber. We got we got one person asking the most important question of all. The person's name is I'm about to bust. Their question is, which do you guys prefer, Pepsi or Coke?
Pepsi.
Well, I mean, I'm currently drinking a Coke, but I definitely Pepsi.
I honestly don't really have a preference, personally. I like them both.
Like them both. Okay,
and
so
that's
Pepsi.
why you lost. No, sorry, that was mean. I didn't mean like that.
I also play ambidextrous too, so yeah, it makes sense.
It does make sense. Actually, his
You're
right arm likes
It does
Pepsi
make
more.
sense.
His left arm is more of a Coke arm. It makes sense. He's got the Coke arm.
I can't really say anything. I said Pepsi. I'm actively drinking a Coke right now. So
We've got Stylus in the chat saying, I think that the velocity is super important. Please tell me more about the withdrawal of the wrist. I'm not 100% sure what you mean, but when you pull back, when the puck is coming towards you. Oh, after your shot?
She's talking about the follow through like that when you hit coming back to the same spot. How important is that is what she's asking.
I've always heard that called returning home. So like you want to have a bit of follow through, like in any sport, right? There's always a follow through in baseball and golf. Whenever you hit at something, you want follow through so that way you hit it accurately and clearly. But right afterwards, you generally want to return home is what I call it. Meaning return to a spot where you're defensively sound. Basically in front of your goal somewhere, right? Like about a foot in front of your goal near the middle. Because if you hit it and they're able to instantly hit it back, then if you basically there's not many shots that you hit where you're suddenly in a defensive spot already. Usually you're on the side of the goal, you're on the side of the table on the left, on the right, or too far forward. It's very rare that you hit a shot and you're perfectly in defensive position. So like you can see from the table here, if you were to move too far forward, too far to the right, too far to the left, so after every shot, you need to return home, and you have to expect they're going to return it. Sometimes they don't, and it'll bounce back. But if they return it off of the shot, you have to be ready for it.
Yeah.
Looking at the chats again right now, we got someone asking, is there a certain technique involved? Tons. In air hockey, there's a ridiculous amount of technique. That's the biggest thing that I find that players don't really know about. I'll let you guys answer that though. Scott, David, do you think there's technique to playing air hockey?
Definitely. Because something I've learned is how you hit it also to make it look like you're doing another shot, but you're not. And you deceive the other player. And one that I do is I make it look like it's going for a right wall under, but actually go for a cut. And it's how you move your hand. Isn't it called a, forgot what it's called actually. A release, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Yep. So the release is like how you hit the puck, right? And so there's something about you, David, I've noticed recently is that your releases have become very deceptive. It's hard to read where you're hitting it. The only way I can tell where you're gonna hit it, David, now, is by where it's at on the table. When it's on the left side of your side, you do a cut. When it's on the right side, you like to do a forehand shot. And so I'm starting to read you by where the puck is on the table, and less about what your wrist looks like, and like how you're forming your hand or wrist. So that's something, if you want some advice there, you should start hitting it from the same place on the table, or do multiple shots from the same place, so that way it's less readable. You know, Scott, kind of the same old for you, that you're blocking towards the middle, but you started changing that near the end. You were actually blocking towards the edges a little bit. David took advantage of that by doing some overs, but you did really, really good with that. The only thing I'd say is to not turtle too soon.
Yeah.
What's that, Brandon?
We're actually still on the table, by the way. We can't see them.
No, they can. It's just you and I can't.
Oh, fair enough.
Yeah, we're using sweet techniques, so everyone else sees these guys, and we're working on our next stream, because in about 5 or so minutes we are gonna have Anthony Spanberger versus Josiah. It's actually a game that we have a lot of people waiting for, because there's a lot of family on both sides. It's gonna be like a family blood feud. It's gonna be pretty fantastic. I'm really excited about it.
No, looks pretty rigged to me. You already got Josiah winning 4-2.
Yep. That's how we do it. David and
you're letting
Scott,
the script out.
David and Scott, what are your thoughts on the game that's upcoming with Anthony versus Josiah?
Well, my thoughts are, if Josiah stays focused and he doesn't goof around too much, doesn't laugh too much, then he'll win. Probably, most likely, because when he's serious, he does significantly better in the game. Now, if he can get Anthony to get in a jokey kind of mood and not so serious, he can especially kick some butt. If Anthony can get Josiah to get in a goofy mood, then he'll probably win. That's what I think is going to happen. Yep,
which is what Anthony's the best at, by the way. Like, I don't know how many times.
It's going to be all about concentration.
It's really going to hinge on that, I think. Yeah, between them.
Anthony is known to look up from the table randomly and just tell a random joke in the middle of playing. So we'll see how that bodes well for him. All right, guys. Did you guys have any questions for all of your fans? Did you have any questions for Brandon?
Questions for Brandon.
Or questions just for your fans? Anybody watching?
Well, I just wanted to say thank you to everybody watching
Yes,
and
thank
supporting just by commenting. So,
Thanks for supporting.
yeah,
We
thank you
appreciate
very
it.
much, everybody.
Awesome. All right, guys. We'll go ahead and switch over to our next game here. I'm very, very excited. This game is going to be really... Actually, real quick question. Who do you guys think is going to win? So, I mean, Scott, you said you think it's going to be Josiah. David, who do you think is going to win?
I think it's going to be Anthony. I gave him a little bit of tips since I played Josiah a bunch, so yeah.
I mean, Anthony's rated at number 5. And Josiah's rated at number 10. You can see it at the top of the screen as we set up for the next game. So technically, Josiah is the underdog. However, by skill level, even in yesterday's weekly that we had, Josiah took 3rd place, right? So Josiah is, in my opinion, the one that has the higher skill level right this second. But Anthony, as Matt always says, luck beats skill every time. And Anthony seems to be a very lucky player. I don't know how many times he's beaten me. He's beaten me actually more than a lot of other players have here in the town, just because he gets weirdly lucky. I literally try to not let him win just so I solely don't have to hear him be like, yes, afterwards. Because if he wins, he loves himself some winning. That is for sure for Anthony. All right, gentlemen, I'm going to go ahead and let you guys go and grab something to eat real quick. And then we're going to switch over to our next game. And I'll go check right now to make sure that Josiah and Anthony are ready for their game. Thanks for everything. Also, thank you, everybody, for throwing stuff in chat. We got people already voting right now. They're voting for Anthony Skynard, as they call him, because Anthony couldn't pronounce Leonard Skinner in our last week stream, and he ended up saying Skynard, and so now Anthony's nickname is Skynards. It's just pretty stubborn. All right, gents, go ahead. You can bounce out of there. And thank you to everybody for all the questions. We got okay. So Ruth is saying tell Josiah to use AirPods. We got people in the chat right now telling Scott to wear shoes. That's hilarious. Alrighty. Brandon, would you mind taking over the mic for just 1 second while I go and make sure that we got our next game ready to go in the other room? Would you and Spec mind taking over and just talking about maybe the upcoming World Tournament?
Yeah.
I'll let you start.
There's an upcoming World Tournament.
Oh yeah, the Air Hockey United World Championships at Baytown, actually.
Yeah. So a lot of exciting stuff going on. You know, we have a lot of new stuff to this Worlds that has never happened at any other Worlds.
One thing being Puck
Island. One thing being what?
Puck Island. You never heard of Puck Island?
I've never heard of Puck Island.
What? It was all over their showdown thing. They call it Puck Island.
Oh, is that what it's called? I was gonna call it photon hockey.
Oh, photon air hockey.
Photon air hockey. Yeah, it's exciting for them. So, and then also a juniors tournament. I know last year we added a women's tournament, which nod to my wife. She is ranked #1 woman in the world. She did not win the world tournament though. That is a title held by Sarah Wiseman. So nod to her as well.
Sarah Wiseman won the women's championship, but I egged your wife on to beat Sarah Wiseman in the singles championship.
Which she did.
Yeah, that was awesome.
She is now the #1 ranked woman in the world. So that's exciting. But talking about the juniors tournament, I'm pretty excited to see how that goes. My little sister says she's been practicing, but I don't really know how well her discipline is. So it'll still be exciting to see her play in a world tournament and be there to support me and the singles and everything. So I'm excited. And I officially am going to Worlds. I'm still not registered. We've been kind of going back and forth whether we're actually going to go or not. I am having some, family health issues, and so we were unsure if we were going to make it or not, and I think we are. So that's exciting.
Awesome. Well, family comes
Also
first, so
yeah.
if anything happens, you can always drop that.
While Nathan is not on here, I will be coming in my own little get-up, and it is not Nathan inspired. I just want to say that. Just because I also may have a headband on the whole weekend, it is not because of Nathan Buss, even though he is a great guy and we do love him. It is my own thing, so thank you very much.
All right, when he'll watch this back, probably tomorrow, he'll hear that and like, oh, what?
Yeah. Well, I don't know too much about these players coming up, but I am excited to see. It was really awesome watching these other two and seeing the last time I saw Idaho air hockey. I knew it was a community of a lot of beginners and a lot of you teaching them and stuff, but it's really, really cool to see the type of growth you guys are having, not just in numbers, but in skill. I'm really seeing that with these matches that are going on, even from the last time I commentated till now. It's incredible to see the level of these new players you guys have.
Yeah, I mean, Anthony and Josiah go to school together, so someone will have bragging rights to who's the better air hockey player at school.
Right.
So there's a rivalry between these two players.
This is a rivalry match. That's always exciting. Hopefully we'll get a lot of 6-6s then.
That's the plan, 6-6s are always very entertaining. We see Scott in the camera here. Let's go out onto the main table. They're like, I think they're practicing. Oh man, any thoughts coming into this next match, Brandon?
You know, again, I don't really know these players, so my thoughts would be I'm excited to see how each one of these is gonna play. Um, just selfishly, I'm probably going to compare how they're playing to the last match I just saw, and kind of in my head be like, match them up and say, you know, who I think would be the best player, who has the most potential, or that, just based off of what I'm seeing. That's what's going through my head right now.
Well, one thing Josiah does have is having almost 500,000 views on our Instagram reel on one video.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's very cool.
Very, very awesome.
I think it's at like 450K right now, so we're almost there. Just one more day and it'll reach it.
Yeah.
If you haven't checked it out, it's on American Air Hockey League on Instagram. It's the one video that isn't a clip of a game. It's just a training. It's just a training video of Josiah, and it's pretty funny.
I think I have seen that one.
There we go. Oh, Brooke says pretty cool. Thank you for viewing it, Brooke. So you can get an idea of Anthony right now, since he's practicing with the winner of last game, David.
Oh, I love to see that he's a low top player. For those of you who know me, they know that I favor the low top. I've more recently switched to a high top and complained about it the entire time, even though I am actually playing better. I just personally think the low top is so much funner. It is so much funner, and I do truly believe that there is a style that you can play that is, you know, championship level competitive. You know, I got to where I was off of a low top, so you can't say that it isn't competitive and that it isn't, that you can't win off of it. You know,
There was a champion with a low top, and his name was David Lee. Very, very
correct.
old
That is
player.
correct.
But he did win a championship with the low top.
Exactly, and people think because, you know, it hasn't been done very often, or that one time, you know, that it doesn't think. But here's the thing, you know, there's a lot of people telling people don't play with a low top, and statistically, if you have, you know, 5 low top players in the entire air hockey community, you're not going to get those wins. You're not going to. So yeah, the statistics are going to look bad against it, but when you really look at it, there's not enough proof. There's not enough proof. You know, I can stop the puck just the same, because they say the biggest fault is defense. I can stop the puck just the same with my low top as a high top. I will say there's some transitions that you may lose, but that's where style of play comes in, and you just play accordingly to more of a interruption air hockey rather than a David style where you're grabbing the puck, you know? I truly believe there's a way to master the low top, even though I have succumbed to the high top for now.
You know, that's kind of what they all say, right? Everyone's like, well, one day the low top's going to be the one. But until then, I'm going to just keep using the high top because it's better. Just kidding.
I don't think it's better. I
know, and I'm kidding.
In fact,
Doug Howard is so good at the low top. Like, he's so good at it, and there's so many players that are good at it. I think it has its uses.
That the high top has actually dulled some of my shots, and I've had to completely readjust my game to it. And I think that's why I've been winning when I do with the high top, is because I'm changing my game and people are so used to me playing a certain way. But now that they're used to that, it's more predictable. They can see that, and I've actually gone into quite a slump, you know.
Right.
So I don't know. We'll see. I will be playing high top for most of Worlds. There may be a few players I pick out to do low top just for the fun of it. But yeah, I've got some things in the works that I'm not ready to quite reveal yet.
Reveal it.
So-
I'm just kidding. We've got so right now Josiah's getting a practice game in. It looks like they're done. Looks like they're about ready to start in their match. We have a poll right now showing who you guys think are gonna win, Anthony or Josiah. Anthony's on the left there. Josiah's on the right. Josiah, also 14 years old, except he's quite a few months younger than David. So Josiah actually is our youngest pro player here in the American Air Hockey League. Also a left-handed player, but only left-handed. He doesn't switch to his right hand. And he also owns a table at home. Anthony does not. However, Anthony's been doing really good at the arcade, so we'll see who's going to win this. Anthony's ranked a lot higher because Anthony plays a lot more challenge matches. So he's got a lot more points overall. Looks like first possession goes to Anthony. Oh, and it's immediately scored. 1-0 now. Look at that right wall over from Josiah with his left hand.
Yeah,
Like, now, a right wall over with a right hand is hard. A right wall over with your left hand, even harder.
I think they're about the same difficulty.
No.
It's just because you're not a left-hander.
No, so what do you think is easier?
They're
right
the
wall
same.
over with your right hand or with your left hand?
I can do left wall overs easier with my right hand. Yeah, you're just speechless, right?
No. I'm saying.
I think I'm gonna have to agree with
using
that.
just your right hand. Oh no, scores on himself. Using just your right hand, Spec. Just your right hand. What's easier, right wall over or left wall over? Right wall. It's your dominant hand. How is this even a question?
So you're saying left?
I've played both sides. I'm naturally left-handed, but for some reason when I started playing air hockey, I went right. So I can play both, and honestly, I think I'm with Spec on this one.
It's a mutiny. It's now 2-2. Oh, Anthony completely misses it, then loses possession. Anthony loses possession again. Right back to him, right down the center.
No.
They keep shooting right down the middle. Oh, a beautiful cross.
Anthony has a strong straight shot.
You can see here by his rank, Anthony's rated at number 5. The game that we just saw was number 7 versus number 8. And now we have the 5 versus 10, so Josiah's basically skipping way up the ranks going against Anthony.
Anthony needs to work on his forehand technique because he's just like bending his whole elbow out there.
4-2 now.
Yeah.
But he did get a cut in. Oh no, he scored on himself. No. Just gives the puck right to Josiah for him to score.
That forehand is not there for him.
I know. He has been trying to work on it lately, but it's just not right for this game. Oh my goodness, just self scores all
Josiah
around.
has some great bank shots.
Yeah, if you've seen his video, he's been practicing his left wall unders. Isn't that right, Nathan?
That video has 400,000 views. Oh, game point 4 now.
It is 441,000 views.
If you haven't seen Josiah's viral video yet, you should check it out on our YouTube or on our Instagram. American Air Hockey League. It is going viral as far as I'm concerned. He only posted it a week ago and it has 400,000 views on it. Josiah sets it up, hoping to get this game back into his lead.
Anthony has the stronger arm here.
Beautiful cross.
Oh, this could be a 6-6.
Oh, no, it's taken away. Anthony 7-5. I love how they both leave their mallets on the table. They switch sides, leave their mallet, and like they know exactly where to come back to. Awesome game. Okay, Brandon, this is like your first time seeing these guys play, right?
Yeah.
Who do you think's gonna win this one?
Honestly, it's hard to tell off of that first one. They both played extremely well, and it was really fast-paced compared to the last match we had. In my personal opinion, Josiah's got some great bank shots that Anthony's fallen victim to. But you know, Anthony's nice and quick and accurate when he wants to be. If he stops playing around with that forehand,
Oh yeah.
he might have a chance. If he keeps playing around like that, I think Josiah might actually have this one.
So Anthony is a powerhouse. He likes to just slam that puck just out into like the next dimension. You know, he hits super hard with that low top. And Josiah doesn't really have an answer.
That's the nature of a look. That was beautiful.
Yeah, Josiah doesn't really have an answer to block his super hard straight shots.
Yeah.
Because he just flinches. Oh, speaking of hard straight
Beautiful
shots.
cross.
That left-hand cross, it's the one shot that I wish I had, was a cross as good as Josiah's.
Anthony flubs it right into Josiah's possession. Josiah
Well, for
trying to...
you, Nathan, that would be a reverse cut.
Well, I mean, my right-handed cross is really bad. Oh, it comes back out of the goal.
See, the question was,
Nice
can you get the
stop.
spin on the puck? And that kind of just proves that you can't get spin on the puck.
They each hit it to each other and they immediately lose possession. So like now Anthony has it, hits it. Oh, a fly off. Okay, we don't really see a lot of that,
Right on the... right on
Second
the...
time of the whole night.
which really isn't bad.
Yeah, no, that's great. I mean, you watch a typical match and it's flying off.
Keep
Quite
in
a bit.
mind, that this puck has like 3 chips on it.
Oh,
Like really deep groove chips.
see that is a cross. Take a look at this cross.
Oh
I call
my
it cross
goodness.
it goes to the other side
The
here.
spin on this puck is really messing these players up right now. That's the second rim out of this set.
Oh, and so that would be
Beautifully
considered a
shot.
cut.
Beautiful
Left-handed.
shot.
So he's got the cut and the cross, and he sees that Anthony keeps turtling and blocking all the way back. So Josiah's just gonna pummel him
And
with
that's-
these straight shots.
Right now it's 40-60
Yeah, that's a great
Josiah.
awareness by Josiah. Great awareness.
Anthony, Josiah almost loses it, but then he chases it instead. You see it, he almost loses it, almost goes in his own goal, chases it forward. Anthony gets a point, it's now tied 3-3. Oh, again with that same shot.
Wait, someone finished timeout. There wasn't a timeout call. I think
No timeout.
yeah, no timeout. Nice cross from Anthony there.
That cross, see, that's what I don't have. So that shot right there, Brandon, is a shot that I do not have. I wish I had
These
that.
No, I
players are
agree.
just slamming the
struggle with
puck.
it a lot too.
It's
Beautiful shot though.
4-5. Anthony's only 2 points away from winning his second game. Oh, a left wall over.
The point of criticality.
Point of criticality, 5-5.
But it's
Anthony
all-
gets it.
It's all over from there. 5-6. Could this be a 6-6? Josiah needs to hit that strong shot, and there it is.
Yeah.
Okay, 6-6 now. Anthony sets it up, takes his time, almost loses possession.
Anthony sets it up slowly, plays slow, sting hard. He
Loses possession. Josiah takes it and gets the win. 7-6. Josiah. Take a look at this ruthless real estate replay. Oh, I love it. That was a good shot.
I mean,
He's a beast, and he plays in
showed-
flip flops. You'll see his nickname on the game card. You'll see his nickname is Flip, and we nicknamed him that because he only plays in flip flops. Like he refuses to play in tennis shoes. He sees no benefit to playing in tennis shoes whatsoever. And so we nicknamed him Flip.
I'm not gonna lie. I thought, he lost a lot more possession than he should have. So I was kind of worried at first, but he showed such a high level of awareness in that game that was incredible for his age and the amount of time he's been playing. That is great to have and could win him this match.
There's a lot of chat. I don't know if you're seeing the chat, Brandon, but as far as I can scroll, it's just awesome or way to go or yes or awesome. Like they're very excited about that victory. Josiah, he doesn't wear tennis shoes ever. So remember, we're in Idaho. Okay, it gets like -10 degrees here. He's in flip flops.
Yeah.
so that's just the thing. He's like, nope, I'm always gonna wear these. Well,
I will say there is something to that, like not so much the flip-flops themselves, but something to wearing the same shoes. I refuse, if I am not in my air hockey shoes, I refuse to play. There was one time we went to go practice and I didn't have my shoes on. Just not gonna happen. You know, at different heights, different things. Yeah, so I have a specific air hockey shoe.
That's me 100%. I've become that snobby player.
Well, I just got new shoes, so I might just play worse at this Worlds. Oh my goodness, first possession.
Beautiful, ref. Matter of fact, I have 6 pairs of that specific, not the same color and everything, but I do have 6 pairs of that type of shoe just because it's specifically only my air hockey shoes.
I'm gonna pretend like that's normal. I'm just kidding. But I'm
is.
not gonna lie. I actually had a few pairs of the exact same brand and everything too, just so that way I wouldn't change up my game. If I don't have my knee pad, I will usually refuse to play. I play with a knee pad.
And I will say I do have a preference out of those 6, but I'm comfortable in all of them.
We got a lot of Josiah's family watching right now. Ooh, do you see that left wall under, or right wall under, but from his left hand again? I'm saying that Josiah's got all the shots. He's got the left walls for sure. Like there's a left wall over right there, but he's also got them from the right side as well with his left hand. Josiah can't reach the middle.
Great question.
Oh, he gets it out actually, right in the middle of the goal.
You see his little smirk. He's happy about that. So Josiah, a lot of people don't know this about him. He can't reach the center line, right? So he's our youngest player. He can't even reach the center line. When he does a face-offs, he has to lay it on the table to reach the center line. So like right there, do you see like his reach? His reach is a good few inches on his side of the table, whereas most players can reach onto the other side of the other side of the table, right? So you mentioned Brandon. You're like, man, he let a lot of those pucks go. You're correct because he doesn't have that reach yet. So this is with him not even having the height.
I see that now. Yeah.
Josiah trying to get that double shot in. And he gets the cut.
He nails it.
Beautiful. We had a question in the chat. Does he wear socks with his sandals in the winter?
No, he is all bare.
Yeah.
Wow.
He likes the feel of the cold on his toenails.
Oh, it looks like Anthony was distracted.
Anthony looked away.
Oops. You got Fluffy Dragon Slayer saying...
man, Anthony's just getting crushed. He's going to call timeout right here. He should. If he doesn't, he should.
He's in the doghouse, and that rim out does not help him.
Doghouse is air hockey lingo for being 3 points in the negative.
Oh,
Josiah again. 2-6. He's just flipped this game around. I mean, Anthony won the first game.
Did you just say flip?
Flip. Anthony won the first game 7-5. Josiah barely squeaks out the next game 7-6. And now it's a commanding lead by Josiah. You know, there is some,
the possession time right now.
I'm seeing in the chat, they're saying Josiah's heating up. Oh, wins the game with a flub. Oh, Anthony's not happy about that. He's laughing it off. But, and he scored on himself. Wait, did it pop out of the goal?
No,
it went into Josiah's goal and popped out. You can see Josiah just being like, what? That is why, yes. That is why you wear flip-flops. It scares the puck out of your goal and into the opponent's.
I'm gonna step away for just a second.
No worries. Yeah, so we got them saying that Josiah's heating up, and what that means, and I am very serious about this. My first game in air hockey, it's almost always a loss. It doesn't matter who I play. My first game is almost always going to be a loss. I lose almost every first game I play. I have to have a few games of warm up, and once I get warmed up, I play much better. Not just like a little bit, like substantially better. Like by losing for a few points to winning almost 7-1, depending on who I'm against. So I have to have that warm-up game. Yesterday Josiah beat me in my first game. It was 7-6 against Josiah, and the next game I was able to pull it off 7-1 against Josiah because I warmed up. So that warm-up is hugely important, and now we're seeing that in both these players as they warm up. And Josiah is you can see that ramp up on his skill level right now. I'm looking at the chat right now. Oh man, there's so much to read through. We got people saying great first shot when they first shot. We see them. We see them asking a lot about Josiah's socks.
Nathan.
Yeah.
David's mom is here, and you might have to leave. We don't have another ref. You don't think?
Okay, no worries. We're gonna need to get some refage going on.
I think you're going to ref.
Yeah, that's fine. We get to wear a lot of hats around these parts. I'll be right back.
Alright. The fourth game of this set. Looks like Josiah's in the lead of 1 game.
For now.
We'll see you after this. Let's see who gets first possession. Oh, a false start.
You see him kind of look up at the camera.
Do you see how far Josiah has to be, though? He's almost laying on the table.
Yeah, I see that.
Looks
So
like
when he gets a little bit of height on him, he's going to be a force to be reckoned with for sure. There's a lot of players that are scared to play him, that know him. Everybody else, it's really funny at the arcade. They're like, I'll go against him. They think that, you know, he's just some kid. And I'm like, that's fine, go ahead. He's like 10th best in the state right now. And they're like, what?
Well, good on him for actually doing the face-offs, though. You know, he could opt out and just do a flip, but well, maybe not this one.
Oh, no.
Let's watch that back in
Two
slow
Getting that
points so
experience
far.
of facing off.
Yeah, I mean, he's actually pretty good at the face-offs as well.
Yeah.
Even with laying on the table. Oh, look at that shot.
Nice response to getting that score on Anthony.
I mean, and I feel like we're talking about Josiah a lot in this game. We need to talk about Anthony a bit here, and the fact that he's also...
Well, I was just about to actually say, speaking of responses, we need to see a response from Anthony.
Right. Anthony does a thing where he likes to pull up middle of the table and go for the cut cross combo, which is one of my favorites as well. The problem is that Josiah doesn't turtle that much, and so that straight cut cross combo isn't going to work well against him. It's also really hard playing against a left-handed player, only because they have a very strong left wall, and you know, as a right-handed player, you're not used to getting that many left walls played against you.
Yeah, that's true.
Man, Josiah already... Oh my goodness, that shot should have went in, but... Yep. Anthony
beautiful shot.
had a good lead in the first game, but Josiah just comes back
Oh!
swinging.
And I mean, he's able to hit so dang hard too. When I play against Josiah, I'm always impressed because I've played a lot of adults that hit way softer than he does.
Yeah, I think Fluffy Dragonslayer was talking about the power these guys are putting in to their shots.
See, okay, so that's one right there. That's considered a garbage shot. Double wall, didn't mean to, and so Josiah taps his own goal to say, "Hey, I'm sorry about that." He laughs about it, but he knows it was an accidental shot. It's now 5-3. Ooh, great retaliation shot there from Anthony, but still loses possession.
Oh my goodness, this puck is spinning out of control. It's just rimming out every time they try to shoot.
Oh, it's 5-3, so not every time.
I mean, those could have been potential points right there.
Yeah.
Is Josiah gonna set it to game? I mean, he's only 1 point away from...
Anthony just needs to slow down, reset.
Nice
Yeah, I was going to say, it seems like things have slowed down a little bit, and that's helped Anthony quite a bit.
He just needs to aim a little bit better. Oh my goodness, that shot from
That shot
Josiah.
is so pinpoint.
You just look at his little frail arms and that power just comes out of him.
Little frail arms.
Wow.
Okay, I will say though, there's something to be said
Look
about
at
that.
the
I should wait a
difference of
second here.
arm size between these two players, and Josiah is able to pump out this power right now.
But I mean, there's something to be said about that. I've played right next to Muscle Beach in California, and you got these muscle guys coming in. They think that they're going to be good because they're strong, but strength is not really what air hockey's about.
No. You don't need to be strong to play air hockey.
No. And that's why it's really fun watching some buff dude like Jacob, who left us, so he's dead to us now. No, Jacob Griffiths.
Am I compensating for something, Nathan?
Yes. You don't need to be... Spec here's a bodybuilder. Oh, there it is! Game 7-5! Josiah takes the win!
Look at this power that Josiah has.
Did you see him walk away from the table? Like he does it. He was like,
slams that puck
sitting there dumbfounded, like, what can I do? You know, what am I gonna do?
And Josiah even waited. He's like, wait, is the game over? He's like, oh, I guess it's over. Anthony's standing there. Oh man. All right,
Anthony's trying to figure out what to do right now. I know that feeling.
Yep. Oh my goodness, let's get some of these replays up. I want to see the powerhouse that is Josiah Kmiecik. Will Dark Antonio come out, Nathan?
I don't know. So the thing is, when Anthony's winning, he gets really jovial. He gets really like happy, goofy, and he does really well.
Oh, Ruth is saying, is it the wrist flicking motion? The flick of the wrist is the power?
It is the flick of the wrist.
Yep, it's like a whip.
It is.
Right? A whip isn't very strong. It just moves quick because of the whip
Anthony
motion.
can't let himself get discouraged because that's
Right.
going to cost him.
Brandon, you're totally correct. If Anthony gets in his head, which it looks like he is, he's going to lose this.
Yeah.
Josiah challenged him. And to be honest, Anthony didn't have to even fully accept because it was the challenge happened like a few days ago. But Anthony's like, hey, I'm not feeling good, but you know what? I'm going to go for it. And I will say everybody loves to challenge up, but nobody loves to defend down, right? Nobody likes to do that. And so Anthony is like, okay, I guess I'll defend.
You can see the power these people are like putting on the puck. It flew off 2 times in their game already, and this is still the first set. Like,
Josiah 5 points away from taking the first set away.
What were you gonna say?
Here's what I'm thinking about that's exciting. If Josiah does take this match away, becomes number 5, are we looking at a David challenging Josiah match in the future? 14-14, you know, number 7 versus number 5?
You know, those games happen it even happened yesterday, twice. So Josiah beat David.
I'm not talking about a game. I'm talking about a full match like
A full
this.
challenge match? They don't challenge each other often. They're like buddies. It's almost like you and me. Like, we have fun, but it's hard to explain.
I would love to see that. I would love to see that.
Josiah versus David?
Yeah.
I mean, they practice a lot together. Their styles are really similar. They both own tables now at their homes.
Makes it even better.
Yeah, so like...
Makes it even better.
Yeah, so David owns a blue top, and Josiah owns an original... David owns a brown top. Josiah owns an original blue top.
Even more reason.
Anthony,
I'm not hearing any reasons not to do it.
The thing that I see that's going to happen this game... Oh, beautiful
that
shot again.
Shot.
I think that what we're going to see is we're going to see Anthony...
Oh, nice shot from Anthony.
Getting angry and digging deep. If he doesn't get in his head, if he's able to dig deep, I think that he can actually pull out the win. But I think that he needs to dig deep. He needs to get out of his head.
Yeah.
And he needs to really focus on Josiah's defense, which is Josiah is weak to the right wall unders and left wall unders. Like, he's weak to the unders. So right now, like that shot right
he's
there.
taking too many straight.
Right, like that shot right there that he did. Josiah blocked it, but I just being in the dead center. But right now, if he does a right wall under, so like right there, that would have worked if he hadn't missed. Anthony missed that shot. Josiah sets it up. Goes for a left wall over, loses possession. Anthony goes straight down the middle again, blocked.
Straight down the middle.
Anthony needs to go to left of center to get that shot.
Just so our fans can understand, the shot that you never ever want to do ever. Like, no pro is ever aiming for the middle of the goal ever. Like, people are really weirded out by that when they don't play air hockey professionally. They say, "What? Aren't you always shooting for the middle?" No, never. That's where people always block. You're always either aiming for the left side or the right side. Like, that was a great shot right there. You can see that it goes to the left side of the goal. You can see
Anthony's in the lead by 2 points now.
Yeah.
Yes,
If
he is.
Anthony had shot that in the middle, it wouldn't have gone in. And so, yeah, so these players are aiming for the edges of each other's goals. But Anthony, this game has shot so many straight in. Yeah, beautiful charge. Was that from Anthony?
From Josiah. But Anthony scores across.
And so Anthony, the last point he scored was on the left side of the goal. This time was the right side of the goal.
Nice catch.
Oh no, another rim out.
Uh-oh.
Are they talking smack about me?
I should turn up the volume in the room. Anthony's starting to talk to him. Let's see if that affects Josiah's play.
Anthony just kind of threw out the forehand game right now.
Oh, transition. Now it's game point
Which
to
is what I
2.
said he needed to do. Yeah, he needed to throw out that forehand game.
Oh, now he loses possession. And now Josiah gets a point in.
Oh, but do you see Josiah? He's goofing around. He's smiling. And that's why you don't do it. We tell him every time. I hate when players win by being goofy, though, just because is that talent on the table or is that brain talent, right? Yeah, you can see Anthony like, yep, he won that one. He got in Josiah's head. Josiah cracked up and scored on himself. Oh man. We got Sam saying, "Let's go, Anthony." We got in the poll right now. Josiah is winning the poll. He's at just about 70% right now. The people are voting that Josiah is going to win this one. If you haven't taken a chance, go ahead and vote in our poll right now. Also, please take a quick second while these guys are getting ready for the next game. Take a quick second to like and subscribe. That helps us immensely. I never realized the benefit of subscribing to anything or liking anything, but now that I'm like running this with the guys, we're realizing how much it helps the algorithm to get our content out to everybody. So if you wouldn't mind sharing this with your friends, liking it, subscribing, that helps us immeasurably. So I really appreciate it. Now also, throw your questions in there. The guys can see these questions. So right now, throw your questions on there. We got Ruth saying, "Come on, Josiah." We got a lot of people saying, "No, Josiah, stay focused." We got people rooting for Anthony here. We've got, what else we got in chat? We've got people yelling at Josiah, still saying, "No, focus, no smiling." They're getting mad at Josiah for smiling. Oh, we got someone that's saying that I am the green man. I am the green screen man. 124 said, "I subbed. Thank you so much, sir. We appreciate you, sir or madame. Could be green screen man.
Green screen man.
You never know."
Don't forget to like the stream.
Uh-oh, they're getting goofy. You can hear it. Here, let's get the volume up, see.
It's late at night. Their energy is failing.
You see Anthony? He's like laughing, he's joking. Oh, then he scores on himself. Just turn the volume down for those words.
Oh my goodness.
Is Josiah gonna... Here's the thing. He only needed one more game to close out that set, right? And so he just needs one game. The question now, nobody's smiling and laughing. He's trying to stay focused. Do you see his face? It's like he's playing a game of trying not to laugh.
Oh, that almost.
That's a good shot. It's missed.
Technically, a player can ask the ref to ask the player to not be distracting and talking, but it's very rare. Why? Because it's fun, right? A lot of people love playing Anthony because of how fun he is to play against. Score is now 1-1.
Not reflecting, but it is 1-1. There we go.
We're short-staffed. Josiah takes it. Beautiful. There it is with this cross, left-handed.
You know, so what would it be called if you had enough staff, but they were all short? Would that still be short staff?
Yes. I saw a post that showed a taco joint and it said we're closed due to short staff. And someone put a page underneath that said, "Please hire taller staff because I need a taco."
Oh my gosh.
It's now 3-2. This game is now back and forth.
Looks like Josiah is finding points with that cross, so he needs to hit more.
Oh!
Of that. Oh no,
Anthony lets go of it, but then Josiah immediately gives it back. I like to stop. Okay, Josiah setting up, and then goes for the cut.
Beautiful.
See, with Anthony going all the way back, he's opening himself up to that cut cross combo, and it's working for Josiah. Josiah's laughing though. I don't know if you watch Josiah's eyes, but he'll just randomly look away and then hit the puck. It's the weirdest thing ever when you're playing against him. It's like his way of distracting you. I don't think he means to though.
Oh my goodness, it's already
just cut
set
cross,
point.
cut cross. It's now set point 2. If Josiah gets one more point, he shuts this set down. You only need one more set to take it home. Loses possession.
Well, that last point was a left wall under, so it wasn't a cutter.
I don't want to say it to jinx Anthony, but you guys might want to get your questions ready in the chat right now for Josiah. He's charging!
Wow. He is getting his adrenaline going right now.
He's confident.
Look at that. Okay, look at grab that puck.
Josiah is the showman here.
Oh, left wall over for the win of that set.
That was a beautiful win.
Oh man. Oh, look at that shot. Left wall over. See, if it was an under, it would have been blocked. Oh, man. Okay, these guys are going to be going over to the chairs, and you guys can start firing up your questions right now. Go ahead, throw your questions in the chat. We'll ask them live. This is one of the very rare sports where you get to talk to the players live and ask your questions, and they'll answer them for you. Oh man. I'd like to take a second to talk about Ruth Kmiecik one more time. She's the best. She's amazing. I shouldn't name drop, but this is actually Josiah's mom here. And she helped out our family immensely, and just the best real estate agent ever. And she goes by Ruthless Real Estate. I absolutely love it. Her phone number 208-965-3570. I'm already seeing the chats. You guys, I know that everyone loves Ruth here. Everyone that knows her in person knows that she's just the absolute best. She'll fight for you. She was the best real estate agent to help us find a home. We've been through some real estate agents before. Sometimes you walk into a place and you'll say, I don't like it. And they'll say, well, why not? Well, come on, it's nice. And they kind of fight you on it. With her, we'd walk into a house and say, we don't like it. And she would say, all right, next. And it was just 0 questions asked. And we got the exact house that we wanted. So, okay, we got Josiah and Anthony. You guys are able to hear me all right? Okay, they said, yeah. I guess what I need to do is unmute them. Okay, now we can hear you guys. Now we're good. Okay.
We can't see the chat.
That's okay. That's what I'm for. My job is to read it out to you.
Back up.
And you guys are going to hear an echo, so I apologize. We'll have it fixed next week. So, yeah.
It's so loud.
It is.
It's loud. It's so bad.
Oh, man. Now you guys...
It's better if you take off one ear.
Take off your ear, Anthony.
Take off my ear?
That sounds aggressive. Yeah. All right, we got people asking some questions in the chat right now. If you haven't, right now is a perfect time to ask some questions in the chat. While I let everyone fire up their questions, Josiah, Anthony, how'd you feel about that game, man?
I could have done better. I don't know what I was doing.
You know, I mean, you tried to get in Josiah's head near the end. We saw that, but it looks like you got in your own head more. You were, I think it backfired. What do you think that will help you in the next set?
Focus more. This delay is really confusing me.
Yeah. So when you go to talk, take off your headphones. Just like slide them off.
Slide them off.
Yeah. There you go.
Take one ear off.
That's better.
Josiah, I can't get over how you're wearing that right now.
it helps the echo.
The only good thing is it distracts from the fact that you're wearing flip-flops. That is the only thing I like about you wearing your headphones like that.
His dogs out.
I mean, it fixed the echo, so it's fine.
Oh, we should have named him Dogs Out. That would have been good. All right.
We have the perfect theme song too.
Josiah, how'd you feel about that game?
I felt pretty good. I got distracted by Anthony. Almost laughed the last game.
We saw it. I mean, that's what lost you the third or the second to last game. Is that, I mean, you're laughing, you're goofing around, you score on yourself for the winning point. You made the chat very upset. The chat wanted to discipline you.
I mean, at least the percentage went up.
Yeah, but there was a lot of people that were upset. They're like, man, focus, stop it. They got like mad at you. Okay, so I'm gonna go through the chats right now. We got we've got some comments. Fluffy Dragon Slayer was explaining that was aggressive the last game. You know, there was some games that were pretty close. Actually, let me let's see if I can do it. Where are my scores? There it is. I'm a little bit short-staffed. Specs in the room doing stuff. Bam! Let's see if it works. Is it gonna work?
Well,
nope. Nope.
Wrong one.
We're gonna look at the game that happened right before yours.
Hey, I left that one.
Okay, do you see all those 7?
I came with that one.
Okay, Anthony, do you see all those games where like David won with 7 points? You should try doing that.
Well, thank you, Sherlock.
I'm just kidding. All right. All right. We got some people asking some questions. Anthony, I heard you are sick. Do you feel it's affecting your play?
A little bit, but not much. I'm feeling a lot better.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. One question for Josiah. They said, when you lose a round, Josiah, does it worry you?
No. Because it's just like fun.
Just like fun? This is
Yeah.
serious, bro. See, this is why Josiah loses. Because he
But,
doesn't think it's for
He
real.
lost twice.
But air hockey's fun.
It's true. It is fun. We got Brooke asking, how do you guys feel about tactical timeouts?
That's a Matt thing.
I don't. Depends.
Yeah.
I don't know. What tactical timeouts? Oh, we're looking at Scott and David's game again.
I didn't want to talk about it. Spec just fixed it, but we just didn't click that. There we go. Look at that. There you go. Okay. Okay. Here's the stats of that last set. It was 1-7-6 game. I mean, Anthony, you came out swinging at the very first game, and then right after that, Josiah came back. It was very close. The next game 7-6, and then the 7-2 game, 7-5. You came back a little bit, and then he came back again in the last game to crush it.
Okay. Answering my mom, yes.
What did your mom ask?
Do you want me to save you a cookie?
Oh, you guys turn on the TV to look at the chats? Darn it! See, I turned it off on purpose so you guys wouldn't just be looking down on the ground like the whole time.
Blame Spec. Oh, I can see it perfectly fine.
And Levi is talking.
Oh man, oh no, this is getting out of hand. All right, Josiah, do you want me to save you a cookie? Josiah said yes. We have Jasmine. We got Jasmine
Levi
saying hi to Ruth. We've got, let's see what other questions we got in chat. Looking through it really quick here to see if I'm missing anything. Josiah, why do you let him get under your skin? You need those AirPods to block his chatter.
I do. I don't have them with me.
Remember, Spec wants a credit card.
But you have a debit card.
All right, Josiah.
Yeah.
Actually, really, how are you feeling about the next set? I've seen this happen to you a lot, where you get really excited, you get real goofy, and then you just crash and burn. How are you gonna stop from doing that this next set?
Just try the same way, not to laugh. I tried not to laugh the last game. I kind of started to laugh. I'm gonna try not to again.
Okay. Anthony, what are you gonna do to win this next set?
Be more focused.
Just focus up.
Yeah.
All right, Josiah, in the polls right now, the polls are showing it's a 73% win rate for you is what everyone's rooting on right now. So we can see in the chat we got 73% thinking that you're gonna win this one. It's always kind of fun to see, who is watching and who they're all rooting for. Anthony, where's your family at in the chat?
What time is it? My
It's
dad
9
is
o'clock.
probably sitting on the couch watching TV.
I guess.
Why doesn't he just turn the channel to YouTube? TVs have YouTube right now. I see now why. Okay, I see now why Josiah is winning. Josiah, you've got
Exactly.
what
He got the family support.
is what every anime calls fighting spirit, and it really just comes from everybody else believing in
it's
you.
just
You're
called hopes and
basically Peter
dreams.
Pan at this point, or Santa Claus. Josiah is Santa Claus, and the more people believe.
Nope, said that wrong.
My eyes are closed.
It'd be Tinkerbell. Everybody has to believe in Tinkerbell. Peter Pan doesn't get off on that.
All right, well we got.
Sorry.
Hey, Brandon, what questions do you have for these guys?
Not much. Wow, this is my first time watching you guys play, and I was really excited to see a low top player. So good on you for doing that. Show me something better though. Make us proud. Right? Show me what that's capable of.
Josiah, what are up with your
And,
headphones?
It helps the echo.
He listens through his cheek. I do want to
And
give a
then,
shout out.
This year.
A huge thank you to Anthony and Josiah. Both these guys are normally working behind the scenes. They're either working sound, they're scoring points, like actually keeping track of score, or they're reffing games. So I really appreciate both these guys. Anthony has done a ridiculous amount of work for us. He shows up to every single weekly and helps us run. He helps ref. So I appreciate both of you guys a lot. All right, we got people right now saying Dark Antonio for the win. They're cheering for you, Dark Antonio. We got a lot of people saying that they believe in you. All right, guys, jump back into your
Still my
next.
percentage went up.
Your percentage just went up to 73%.
Even
I
though
got
when
Matt rooting
Anthony,
for me.
even though when people are rooting for Anthony,
Headphones are falling off.
You know, they
Notice.
see how he thinks outside the box and how he uses his headphones, and they just feel like that must help him in his air hockey skills. All right, guys, jump back in, and we'll get the next set started right now. Good luck to both of you.
Okie dokie.
You know, I would be very curious to see if the polls would change if we put Josiah and instead of Anthony we put Dark Antonio.
they probably will.
Yeah.
Change the
Yeah,
name of the
flip.
holes. I like it.
Yeah, change the name.
Your nickname only is 4 words.
What?
Your nickname has 4 letters. Flip.
That would probably negatively affect the Bulls. Well, next match in 2 seconds. My headphones are almost all.
All right, we're about to jump into the next game. Brandon, who are you expecting to win this next set?
Honestly, I'm expecting to see a lot more out of Anthony, to be quite honest with you. I don't think that he's done yet. I think he's going to come out and, you know, show us why he's number 5 in Idaho. Hello?
I kind of agree. I think that Anthony's going to show up this next set. Nobody likes losing. I mean, I know sometimes I get caught up in a game, I go too fast, and afterwards I regret it for a very long time, right? I regret worlds.
Yeah, and I think one of the biggest things we thought, you know, was him getting down on himself, and he didn't seem to be too down on himself, right? He kind of was recognizing that he needs to play better, and hopefully he will.
All right. We got Mustache Ref coming in. David ref in this game. Previous winner. And here's the break. If Josiah wins 4 games, he takes this win. He only needs to win 1 more set. Anthony has an uphill battle now. Josiah gets it back. He could have lost it right there, but doesn't. You know, something that we teach here is that every possession should be a point. Oh, beautiful, beautiful goal by Anthony there. Right? Oh, Josiah scores on himself.
Oh. 2-point lead right off the bat.
That's how it goes in air hockey.
Well, and that's the big question is that, oh, a great shot from Anthony. It's now 3-0. Josiah's already in the doghouse of this set. I've seen this happen to a lot of players, and especially Josiah, where he gets really smug. That was a nice left wall under. You know, he gets really smug. He just won. He's feeling really good. Anthony's ticked, right? And so now Anthony's gonna try extra, and Josiah's gonna loosen up, and that easily could be enough to sway the entire game.
Looks like Anthony is trying to play faster to throw Josiah off his feet, but Josiah, with his controlled, calculated movements, is just destroying Anthony. Oh my goodness, look at that double wall.
Double bang. Don't go back to that forehand.
That 3-point lead was nothing to Josiah. He just came right back like it was just nothing to him, you know. And now Anthony
going back to there. That's a little bit, but he was going back down to those middle shots. Can't do that.
Yeah, and oh my goodness.
And now he's in a lead.
Great.
It's crazy. A 3-0 lead from Anthony turns into a 4-3 lead by Josiah.
See Josiah
Beautiful cross.
going to the cross, going to the cut.
Cut because he's left-handed. Yeah, sorry about that.
It's now 3-5, a 2-point lead. Josiah has scored 5 points in a row. There it is, right wall under.
There
Anthony.
it is. 5 unanswered points. Finally gets the 4.
Oh, it bounces in. It's now game point.
Rob.
Josiah after being behind 3-0.
Oh my goodness!
Beautiful forehand
That was
there.
a great shot. Anthony pulls out this beautiful forehand off of a transition shot. Love that.
Will we see a 6-6?
Possibly right here. Nope.
This is where Dark Antonio shines.
Yeah, this is what everyone's been wanting to see is when Anthony gets pushed to this limit. How is he going to respond? There's Josiah's reach showing.
And Anthony's reach.
We could call this a T-Rex battle. Josiah's going for that cross that he's been so successful with. Oh, it's now 6-6.
Oh, nice block from Anthony, but loses possession.
Josiah doing a slower setup. You notice how he
trying
suddenly slowed down?
He is aiming. He is
It really
trying.
is anybody's game right now.
Oh, he loses
Careful not to
possession.
score
This is
on
Anthony's
himself.
shot.
Oh!
Oh! Watch. It bounces off, and then okay, so he should have scooched to the right side of his goal. And ever the puck's on that side, you
Yeah.
gotta go to the side the puck is on, not the
Little
opposite
hesitation.
side.
Little hesitation from Josiah there, and it cost him own goal.
He's a little perturbed. That's what I would call what he's doing right now. A perturbance. Hey, we got a 1-minute break between the next game. Please, right now, find it within your hearts to go share this over Facebook, Instagram, whatever you're at. Josiah has 400 and, what did you say, 420 now? 480?
40.
440,000 views on Instagram with a video that he posted 1 week ago on our channel. So if you guys don't mind, take just 1 second to share this. We would love to break all-time records for how many people are watching live, which is fun because this is what's happening. We're starting our own thing and getting more and more recognized and seen as a professional sport. Air hockey's actually been a professional sport for just over 50 years. Last year was a 50-year mark for air hockey being a professional sport. It just hasn't gotten very big. And so we need your help to make that a reality. Oh man, that last point's still burning. Brandon, how you feeling?
That's what I was worried about, to be honest. I said it right before, and I was gotta be careful of that. I think he's conceded like 3 of those so far, right?
I believe so. I know for a fact too. Josiah's requesting is 2 minutes for this one, so there's 1 extra minute here. Perfect time once again to go and share this, to get more people watching. It'd be fun to break a record here. If you're supporting Anthony, Josiah, or just supporting air hockey itself, there's actually a lot of people I know that are watching from Texas and North Carolina that are here just to support us, which is really fantastic. I love the community. A lot of people literally stay because of the community. They like to play air hockey, sure, but they stay because of how great the people are here. You can see that everyone here is friends with everybody. You know, it makes it, to be honest, I have a harder time playing against people that I really appreciate. I'd rather play against people that I don't know at all. You know, a stranger that's a great player is my favorite battle. I don't like playing against friends, and that's what sucks about the sport, is that you meet people, you become friends, and then each game is difficult because you want them to win. You ever been in games like that, Brandon, where you're wanting your opponent to win more than you want to win yourself?
Oh, absolutely. To be honest with you, every time I play my wife, it's hard not to just give her the game,
Right.
because I want her to win so badly, but she can beat me on her own now. It's frustrating.
Right? Dude, she's a force to be reckoned with. Brandon's wife is, she got
Number 1 ranked girl in the world.
#1 ranked female player in the world. These guys are getting mad that they forgot which side they were supposed to be on the table.
Rookie mistakes.
Children. You can see how they get some attitudes when it's closer to the bedtime. It's actually really amazing though to see players at this age doing this well. That's what I love about air hockey, is that you do not have to be a bodybuilder like we were saying. Oh no, Anthony scores on himself. You can even be, you know, a teenager and still compete with the best of the best. Because it's not a sport based on muscle strength.
It's based on wit.
Colin Cummins, 10-time world champion, current champion, won his first when he was 15, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
Won the
It was
world
15 or
tournament?
16 years old. Yeah.
Yeah.
And a year from now, and this is Josiah with less than a full year of training, I believe, right? Right, about a year of training? Maybe 1 year?
Two.
What's that?
I think it's 2 now.
No, just 1 year.
Just 1?
Oh, did I get stuck in the goal? Or did it timeout?
I think so. I think it got stuck.
Oh,
oh no, man.
No,
okay.
I think he went for a timeout.
No. He changed the song.
Oh, that's what it was. Anthony had to change his song. Okay.
He's almost at Dark Antonio levels.
Oh, so he was just within his 10 seconds of pulling it out of the goal, is what that was, yeah.
I love the way the white puck looks on screen though compared to the yellow. It almost looks like it's been edited out. It looks like we've like digitally edited out the yellow puck.
Yeah, the other guys are using a red puck.
Red is hard to trace on these ones a bit. 4-1 now.
The sensors can't pick it up.
Anthony takes out the first game, and then immediately Josiah comes back. This is sort of like what we saw in the first set.
Oh my goodness, Anthony with the comeback almost.
Matt Bentley in chat's talking about Josiah not just getting that video that has 400,000 views. Oh no, scores on himself again. But the fact that that was a contest that we were running and Josiah won that contest for video creation. Wow, forehand, bringing the game up from 4-1 to 4-4.
Now this is what I like to see from Anthony.
Yeah, he's getting that comeback. Brandon, do you shave your arms so you have less wind drag when you're playing?
No, I do not. No.
My arms don't have hair, so I'm already at the advantage.
My goal in life is to convince people that that's what you need to do while I still have hair on my arms. If I can get someone to shave their arms for this game, that'll be the day I win.
Man, Josiah is just slamming down on that puck. I don't think he likes it.
Well, I mean, he had a 4-1 lead, and then Anthony came back. Anthony scored 3 consecutive points, so I think it's a smacking some reality to Josiah right now.
Well, Josiah just needs to chill out and aim. Look, it doesn't look like he's aiming. He's just hitting it. Same thing with Anthony. Oh, there we go.
Okay.
Beautiful cross.
Taking that lead too.
Nice shot and a very good block. It was down the center though, so that was where Anthony messed up on. Another one right down the center.
Beautiful block.
Yeah, it was right down the center again. Anthony needs to aim for those edges if he wants to score some points.
A lot of Josiah's shots are on goal, actually.
Well, I'm just noticing that Josiah's shots right now are a little bit weak.
What do you mean weak?
Oh, no, I mean, he's slowed his power down a bit.
He's slow but powerful.
No, I mean, watch his shots right now.
A fake pump.
Like that was good. That had some power behind it, but his last few shots not as much. Like right there, that was an off speed.
All that power went
right
into the air.
You can't tell me that shot had full power.
Okay, that was in transition. He just missed it.
That one.
That's a powerful shot.
I don't know.
You just can't tell because our cameras are good quality.
I can't wait till we get sponsored by Nair. Take your arm hair off with ease.
This is like the longest point ever between these two. They're just blocking and blocking and blocking.
Well, this is the point of criticality, as Matt calls it.
Oh, but he loses the mallet.
No goal because Anthony lost the mallet.
And Josiah clutches his heart because it wasn't a goal.
Oh, so it's right now, it's still 5-5.
You know, it's kind of a double slap in the face when that happens because not only do you not get the point, but you lose possession.
You lose possession as well. I agree with you. Okay, there it is. Now it is 5-6. The table's off because the table thinks there's an extra point on there.
Now, if that puck was red, this game could have been kept going.
That's true. Okay, is Anthony gonna take the second game away in the set?
Well, that was close.
Oh,
he is hounding down that cut shot.
Josiah steals it back. Goes for the cross or the cut and gets it. It's now 6-6. He gets possession back again.
Don't flub it in, Josiah.
Do not flub it in, Josiah.
Loses possession. Anthony steals it.
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
I can't handle this. I can't.
They're both just flailing around now. Okay, Josiah gets it back, slows it down.
That one scared me.
Oh my God.
Anthony loses possession. Josiah gets it back, misses, sets it up, misses again, sets it up.
Anything could happen.
Right down the middle. Anthony gets possession now.
Anything could happen.
Oh! So
Oh my
close.
God.
Josiah taking a little breather.
Josiah's laughing because he's hearing us. Josiah calls a timeout. Oh, they hit the wrong button.
They hit the wrong button.
Josiah calls a timeout because apparently
Hey, come on, guys.
his heart can't handle it either. I think he's listening to us freaking out over here. Okay.
All right, finish it off, guys.
Okay, my heart's slowed down.
Okay.
Just enough time.
I can't take this game
Okay,
anymore.
now my heart's going again.
Oh!
Left wall over, or right wall
That
over.
was
I
the
apologize.
most stressful second set first game ever.
Look at that, just fooled him just enough. That split second where Anthony moved out of place and let the puck slip by. You could see him looking up.
Wait, real silent here.
Oh man, that was a crazy one. Absolutely crazy. All right, I'm gonna dive out there. It's getting so late here. We're losing a lot of our people, so I'm gonna just go in and start the next game. Oh, are you gonna do it?
Yeah.
Oh, Spec's gonna do it.
I'm ready.
Oh, never mind.
Guys,
Are you-
it's
are you re- wait,
10:21 where I'm at.
It's not broken. It just the LED doesn't work. Okay. So David has to step out because it is getting that time. But I'm here.
The ref?
Oh no, Nathan stepped out to ref.
We'll say if Anthony comes back and wins this set, you might lose another commentator because it is 10:21 here in Texas, and I work at 6 a.m. tomorrow.
Oh jeez, they need to hurry it up. I think I could employ a Matt Bentley right now, since he's all up and giddy.
Yeah.
All right. Third game. It's like Josiah gets that first possession. He's already throwing out shots. Anthony gets his possession, tries to go for that cut shot, no dice. Another cut shot and another cut shot makes it in. And Josiah with the failed recovery. Oh, looks like I gotta do scores now.
Yep. Anthony's coming back with a lot of fervor.
Oh, that puck almost flies off from that block. Anthony with more power than he should, just going straight down the middle.
Man, we had Brooke watching at 4:20 in the morning her time. Thank you, Brooke. for watching.
420. That's
Yeah.
the funny number.
Where's she at?
She's in the UK.
Oh my goodness! A sniper shot from Josiah. I am getting distracted because of this good game.
I know, but now we're running the whole show. It's all right.
You left me, and I had to run this whole show
I'm
by
sorry.
myself.
I'll do cameras and commentary. You do scoring, replays, and
You just
commentary. I'll
sit
do
there with a
reffing.
big smile on your face.
I'll even plunge the toilets. Beautiful shot there.
Beautiful.
It's now 3-1. Anthony sets it up. It's now 3-2. Anthony in the lead.
Looks like Anthony is just trying to get that cut shot down, but I know what I'm doing. 3-3.
I'm trying to do it secretly. Oh,
nice
off.
block from Anthony.
We need to have a sponsor for when the puck flies off the table. But like Nathan's Hot Dogs, blah 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 blah.
You know, we have a restaurant called Flying
Flying M?
Yeah.
Fourth. Oh, that's a good point.
Sponsored by Flying M.
Oh, 4-all.
Oh my goodness!
5-4.
There is no defense left in these guys.
Oh,
a double
it's
5-5. And the streak ends there, folks. You can go home now.
Oh, I hear Josiah. Talking.
Josiah is becoming social.
Oh, bounce out.
Oh my goodness, Anthony with the increased adrenaline rush.
He's got it though. I mean, if he can. Oh no!
You're saying he's got it, but he doesn't got it.
If he can control that, he's got this game.
You tell that to Brandon.
It's now game point. Oh, and there it is. 7-5.
No way. Yeah.
Josiah takes that win. It's now 2-1. Josiah only needs 2 more games to finish out this entire challenge match. Anthony could definitely still come back though. Did you see his face? He was just sort of like in disbelief.
I was looking at the puck.
Oh man, I haven't had a chance to look at chat in a minute here. We got people thanking everybody else for watching. We got Ruth thanking people for watching. Oh man, don't forget to blow up the chat, guys. They after every game they walk over and they read through the chats. I know because I play often, and in between each game it's always fun to walk over and see who's watching. If you're watching this and you haven't chatted in yet, do so. It's so fun to watch the support. It's not like a normal channel where we just got one person live streaming. It's a whole team here, and the players love to see the support.
Well said, Nathan. All right. Let's get into the next game here. Here comes the break. Looks like Anthony gets that possession. And that first point. Beautiful shot.
Whoa.
A beautiful shot from Josiah. Looks like these players are just hammering that puck into each
I hate
other's
to
side.
say it, but I mean, like, Josiah's 13 points away from this whole match being over. It's crazy how different their skills are compared to where their stats are right this second because of the different amount of practice. Scott didn't have as much practice as David did. David's been practicing like crazy. I love that shot. That was great. And so David took that win. Josiah's been practicing a bunch, but so has Anthony. I actually expected this game to be a little bit closer, but Josiah's really coming out ahead on this one. Josiah's gotten, I think, second place at the weeklies a few weeks in a row now. Only second to David or myself at this point. 3-1, Josiah. Anthony's thinking about his life choices.
He turned the hat back. It's Dark Antonio.
Oh, 4-1 now.
Dark Antonio is here to fight. There he is.
4-2. Oh, I forgot about that. The hat turning backwards. Is that Dark Antonio?
Oh my goodness, but Josiah facing Dark Antonio.
Oh
my goodness, there's so much happening in this game. There's just so much things happening in this game.
They should consider blocking once in a while.
Well, they are right now.
Josiah takes possession. It's got a 5-3 lead right now. Oh, I love that. Josiah flubs it, accidentally does a double wall. I think you catch that right here in this replay. So Josiah accidentally does a double wall. Anthony catches it and immediately cuts it in. I flubs it again. He's too close to winning this challenge match to start screwing this up now. Okay, he sets it up.
Oh my goodness, Josiah just needs to take some time. This puck is going back and forth and
right
goes
wall over.
right
Anthony
into
brings a score back. Anthony, did you see him just say it? So Anthony's nickname has been Womp Womp for a long time because he'd always say that. If he beats somebody, he would say Womp Womp.
Oh my gosh, that cut.
Game point 5. Oh, game point.
Nice block from Anthony.
See, now Josiah's suddenly going to slow it down.
Almost getting in that cut shot. Oh, he's trying for that cross. He
gets him with the right wall over. Anthony is pissed off.
He's dead.
Oh, that means Josiah is only 1 game away. This is now a challenge. This is a match game, a possible match game for Josiah. He only is 1 game away from winning 7 points. Anthony won in the first set. Anthony won 2 games. And in this set so far, he's only won 1. Ooh. Oh man, you could hear them over there. I mean, if I were to turn the camera a few inches to the left, I think I'll go do that. You can see them reading up on the chats right now. Once again, this is when you want to throw something in the chat. I'll go out there and turn the camera.
All right, Brandon, are you entertained with these 2 players?
Yeah, this is exciting. You know, they're both heavy hitters and shots are going in left and right. Very exciting to see that, you know, partial comeback, you end up losing, but it's still really nice to see some fight, you know?
Yeah. You know, Anthony is here to defend his title, but Josiah is proving more of a threat than he thought.
Possible match game coming up. Possible, yeah.
Possible match game, as the ref says. If you can see on our player tracker, they've been almost equal on the first possessions and first points.
You know, Anthony just pointed out to me, he said that he's lost every 7-6, and I'm realizing that now, that's correct. There's been 3 7-6 games, and each one he's lost.
Well, he won the first one on this set.
I don't see that.
Right there.
Yeah, I see it right here.
It's just not in red. It's not in red.
I'm too busy.
Spec, you had 1 job, and by that I mean you had like 18 jobs.
I am the whole show, Nathan.
Why did you change the font color? Anthony with a first point in this game. I don't know what he just said, but I want to hear it.
Probably something foul.
What is he saying?
It's too late. You're gonna
I'm trying to
bust,
hear it.
You're gonna bust out the viewers' ears right now.
I want it, but the viewers need to know.
He's not even talking right now.
Oh, he's going to. Oh.
Beautiful shot.
See, he just said something. Who knows what he just said? Josiah, I think he just had taken a selfie.
Oh my goodness.
2-1.
These forehands from Anthony are just killing Josiah right now.
Anthony's getting in his head. Josiah's trying to ignore it.
He is socializing.
Oh, and then he get. I love that. I love that. He just sort of ignores it and then just crosses.
What a beautiful stop from Anthony.
It was coming.
Oh, he loses.
Josiah is 5 points away from closing out this match. Anthony would have to win not only the next 3 games, but then 4 after. Oh, pops it up. Straight down the middle. Deflected. But he gets back possession. Goes for forehand.
It is
Oh no!
That is upsetting.
And then he
nice shot.
okay.
Anthony responding with a cut. Pulls it out of his goal and then shoots it. Oh, that was close.
Oh, okay. 3-5. Josiah, 2 points away now.
That was like 2 stages of O's right there.
We should harmonize that one too. Brandon, how's your heart?
It's pumping for sure.
Oh, Josiah misses it. Anthony delicately gives it back. Oh, that's the shot right there. That's the money maker right there when he brings it up and then goes for the cross from the far right side of his goal. Ooh. Anthony takes possession back. Is he going to tie this game up? Oh, it goes in. Oh, it goes off the table.
The ref will come in. What?
Possession.
Josiah hit it last. Okay.
Definitely Anthony.
Yeah.
Definitely Anthony's. Definitely Anthony's. Even if he tried to hit it, no, it was definitely Anthony's.
Yeah.
I don't agree with this. I don't agree with this.
It was Anthony's possession.
Yeah, definitely.
But Anthony scores anyway.
Yeah, he gets the
puck never lies.
These guys had no idea whose possession it was, and so they wanted to do a reface off.
Fair enough.
That's kind of what I love here is that like the players really get along. There's very rarely.
Oh my gosh, Josiah is just trying to strike down his cross.
Scaring me a little bit. He's scaring me.
I'm telling you, like, no, it's now match
point.
Match point 4 right now. Anthony's right down the middle, 3 shots in a row.
Dark Antonio with the flurry of shots is not making anything in.
And there
Josiah
it is! Well
wins
under
the
for the win! 4-7. Oh, you could just see him right here. He's like, I'm editing something.
Wow.
Oh, man. All right, blow up the chat. Let's see some questions for these guys as they go over and sit down. I'm going to go get them all set up out there. Okay, Brandon, what do you think? What do you think separated the skill level? Like, what do you think put Josiah ahead on this one?
Man, focus, intensity, accuracy. There was a lot, to be honest. Josiah wanted it more, it seemed like. Anthony had some great shots.
Okay, is this working?
But
the microphone is not working. No. It's gonna be so loud once they turn the microphone on.
It is working.
Just get like very close. Anthony, if you put those headphones on, it's gonna be loud. I'm gonna just
like do like a soft growl into the mic.
No.
Oh man, gentlemen, what'd you think about that game?
I'm mad. I could have done better.
What could you have done better?
Took my time on my shots.
So you felt like you were rushing it?
Yeah.
See, for me, when I was watching your shots, Anthony, like you're probably gonna go when you go home and you're gonna rewatch this, right? And you're gonna see that about 80% of your shots straight down the middle. Like in these replays here, these are gonna be the replays. So these are shots that you succeed in getting to the edge, but most of your shots right down the middle. And so he was able to stay in the middle and block almost everything because, I mean, in that last game, you don't even have to watch the whole thing. You could just go to that last game and you shot 3 dead in the center in a row. Bang, bang, bang. And then he stole possession and scores a point, right?
Yeah.
So you had 3 chances to get it. But the problem was just that you weren't aiming for the edge of the goal. I'm sorry, man. Okay, how about that one pop out that popped out and then went into your goal?
Oh, that
was unlucky.
Josiah, did you like it?
No, it was unfair.
So, okay, you know, we tell people that are watching, we say, oh man, nobody wants to see it flub in, right? No one wants to see someone scoring themselves. And we say, not even the opponent or the player, nobody wants to see that, which is the truth, right? Okay, look at the scores real quick. Anthony, you did win 176. It just wasn't in red on our stats, but you did win 176. So you can see that you won 2 games in the first set, you won 1 game in the second set. Josiah did pretty good. I mean, the lowest you did, Josiah, was 3 points, but the rest of that was 5, 6, and then all 7s. Not a bad win at all. You look ridiculous with your headphones.
It works.
What's that?
It works. The headphones.
It works. You just gotta wear it like it's a patch or something like that. Okay.
What if you put it behind your ear?
Yeah, wear it
Yeah,
like
Oh,
a
that makes
kid
it
wear
even worse.
Put it on your.
No.
Like, look at mine.
So,
Oh, like that here.
just for everyone to know that they're hearing a very massive, like, yeah, there you go. You look epic.
That does work.
They're hearing a delay.
Over your eyes like glasses.
All right, so we got a question in the chat. Actually, not a really question. They're saying that the one they felt bad about was when Anthony made the shot but lost control of the mallet. Oh,
God, I was
That
pissed.
was.
right. And I believe that you ended up losing that game, right? Like you got the
did.
points, but if you had that one extra point, I think that ended up being a 7-6 game, right?
Yeah.
Oh.
Maybe even a 7-5.
Josiah, what do you think won the game for you?
Not laughing.
I almost got you a couple times.
You almost did.
I mean, I agree. I completely agree. When you started being goofy, we're like, oh no. Like even as a commentator, I'm like, oh no. Like he's gonna start scoring himself. Then you did, but you flipped it around. Brandon, what questions do you have for these guys, or what advice do you have for these guys?
Josiah, now that you've jumped up in the ranks, do you think we're maybe possibly seeing a David kind of challenging you kind of match coming up, or?
I feel like David
What do you
would challenge me, and I'm scared of that because I don't know how to beat him. I can't beat him.
Oh, David, you just wait for him to get
I mean,
tired.
you don't have to.
That's how I beat him
don't
last
have that
time in
men-
forfeit. But
I
I
mean-
don't know if I could do that now. He's gotten way better.
Do you feel that David lost energy against Scott today?
Yes, he did, but then he gained it back at the end.
Yeah, I kind of agree. I mean, Scott was saying that he's like, that's how I think I'm gonna beat him. I don't think Scott said it like that. Scott said like, I think I could beat him if he runs out of energy, kind of thing.
The reason last time I beat him was because it was 10 o'clock and he was tired.
Yeah.
Right.
I feel like the later it gets, I get less tired, like more pumped up.
That makes sense. You're maybe a night owl.
3 a.m. energy.
I mean, I played a few games in the morning once, and I find that I actually played pretty decently in the morning compared to like in the afternoon or at night. I'm at Worlds, so Josiah, you're going to be going to Worlds. They will have the spin-off games that go as late as like 2 or 3 in the morning.
Yeah.
And the only reason I think I did good one of the years I went was just because I had a little bit more energy than the other guys. I won games against people I should not have won. Matt Lemoyne is one of them. Peter Chung is another one. Both of them, by all rights, should have beat me, but it was 2 in the morning. And so one of the things they asked me was like, how do you still have energy right now? So just when you go to Worlds, Josiah, make sure to like, stagger your energy throughout the day, make it last, because you might be up till 2 in the morning. And that's when your skill really shows, is basically just who can stay awake the longest, who has the most energy, because it's not just a battle of wits, it's also a battle of energy in the game.
Yeah. I feel like I'm just gonna sleep a lot on the plane, or try to sleep a lot, so that I have more energy.
Yep. Brandon, after watching all 4 of these players today, they're coming to, Josiah's coming. Out of all 4 of them though, like which one are you most scared to play against, if you were to play against all of them? David, how come?
For sure. He has great catching the puck ability. He has great puck control. He has great shots. I think he has great potential. Followed by Josiah. I think that Josiah has incredible shots. A little short, right? So he needs to work on his puck control and not getting overly excited, because when you get overly excited, then it gets sloppy. You laugh, you get goes in your own goal. But get a little more disciplined and I think you could take out David.
He can't even listen to you say that with a straight face.
I know.
Like,
I know.
He can't. Point proven.
He is a little short. Oh, we should have swapped chairs.
Yeah.
No, we shouldn't have.
Oh man. Well, hey, I know that it's very late, Brandon. I want to give a giant thank you to you. I know that it's almost 11 o'clock your time. I know that you also work super early in the mornings. I want to thank Josiah and Anthony and Spec especially just for making all of this run. Thank you to everybody who's watching. Thank you for everyone who stayed up late. We're gonna let everybody go right now. I really appreciate all of you for supporting us. So from all of us here at the American Air Hockey League, we just want to say have an amazing night and thank you for watching.
Goodbye, everybody.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.